right, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Forever Rivals. What a week it's been in football. As Eddie Maguire used to say, what a week, man. Especially for those losers, man. Jesus Christ, man. Didn't they just let themselves down over the last few days have been just absolutely fantastic for Australia, haven't they? Haven't they, guys?
Wow. It's been good for most of us.
It's welcome, Marco. How are you, mate?
Yeah, it's good evening, boys, and good evening to the chat. Jeez, how fast has this season gone, mate? It's already gone.
It's gone right through.
So bloody quick. So quick.
Then we got Liam. How are you, Liam?
We are doing good, mate. Always excited. Grand final week, one of the best.
It is good. I like grand final week, regardless on who's playing, and we'll have a lot to chat. And later on, we're going to get your old man on a bit later, and I think there's a big controversial decision in the WA grand final that we got some vision. And we're going to talk about that. That was I reckon Rocco Mortal's in there. I can see him. I reckon he's a bit disappointed too because he's an East Fremantle you follow?
East Perth, mate. Rob,
sorry, not Fremantle, East Perth, yeah. So good. And then we've got, listen, I've been trying to get Magpie people on, mate. Everyone's disappeared all of a sudden. Everyone's working tonight. Everyone's looking after their kids. Everyone's busy tonight. Everybody couldn't make it. But Mick, mate, he's flying the flag and he's decided to come on and take the brunt of this. It's a bad week for you to come on, but good to see you come on, mate.
Hey, Rocco, not for anything, sorry, Mick, but Rocco, there's a bit of a translation, double kicking on the I don't know if it's me or I could even hear myself just double talking. No? Viewers out there?
Is it me or can you hear me clearly?
Rocco, can you say something?
Is it from me? I don't think it's from me.
Okay, we're sweet then. Must be just me.
I can hear everyone clearly.
Fantastic.
Can everyone hear everyone okay? Is everyone all right? Yeah. Mark, you're the engineer here, right? You're the engineer here. Is everything looking good, Mark? Like
everything now is sounding right for some particular reason, but before there was a bit of an echo.
I don't know how we did it, but we did it. But look, we have got, it's good, mate. We got the regulars here. We got Ronnie. Hi, Mickey's come on. Kev's Magpies. He's come on, man. I've seen a few here, so it's good on you, man. It's going to be a hard night for you guys, but Ronnie, I think we already said it. There's a few others here that I noticed, so good on you to come on because it's been a big, tough week, man. It's been a big, tough week for you guys, man. It's been a great week. It's been a great controversial decisions. Mick wasn't there. There was controversial decisions and there was despair. There was all sorts of stuff. Before we go on, actually, I have got someone that wants to just say hi. He's been on all week, so we just want to see. What did you think about the grand final? No,
you're crying.
Oh, is that what he was on? So, poor bloke. And you know what? I've actually got a picture of No Regrets straight after the grand final. You know, like someone sent me a picture of straight after the grand final. And let's have a look at him. There he is. Got me on his mind every minute of the day, mate. I am living rent-free in this bloke's brain here, mate. He must have, and what about Monday night? He must have had that little picture of me in his head the whole time. No regrets. Mate, where are you, No Regrets? You've disappeared, bro. You've disappeared. You don't want to come on anymore, man. You disappeared for the last few weeks. You got to be worried, right? You disappeared and you haven't come on anymore. What's going on, mate? What's going on?
Hey, Rocco, I do believe he was on another podcast a few days ago. I was watching it. I'm not quite sure if it was an instant podcast, but they did mention No Regrets at the bottom. Yeah, it could have been. I think it was a podcast that they had. It could have been, but he did jump on, and there was a few comments about it. So he's probably jumping aboard now. He's probably jumping aboard.
Oh, we'll see if he comes on, man, because seriously, man, a bit poor, man. He doesn't want to come on anymore. He did look like one of his favourite players. One of his favourite players did so well.
Jordan, how good is Jordan Degui? In full game, trust me. Everybody forgot Jordan Degui.
Everyone forgot about Joe Degui, huh? Jordan Degui. Far out, mate. Anyway, listen, everyone, welcome on the chat. We've got Lana, we've got Peter, we've got Rocco all the way from Perth. We've got, who we got here? We've got Frankie, no regrets, gone like a fart in the wind. Exactly right, man. This is why I respect Mick, mate. Mick, straight away when I asked him, what does he do? Straight on, he comes on, man. He goes, no problem, I'll be there, man. He's going to take the brunt. It's going to be actually good because you were at the game, weren't you?
I was.
He was at the game, yeah. So it's going to be good to get your insight into it. We've got Bocek. Oh, Bocek and Mick are best mates, aren't you? Working together every day. So it's going to be good. All right. Before we start, thanks to the Sporting Globe. Thank you all year. Been a great support of ours, man. So thanks for the great support. All our sponsors, everyone that supported the channel. It's been great. So thanks you very much, and everyone that's jumped on. We're going to be talking about Stuart. I'll definitely be talking about the protocol of the head injuries and the concussion, and when should they be playing? Who knows, man? We'll get into all of that. Where's no regrets? I don't know where no regrets is. He just disappears. He comes on. Wait a sec. I think he's here.
Keep crying.
He keeps just popping in, doesn't he? No regrets, man. Everyone, let's have a look at him after the grand final. Oh, that would have been so terrible. Look at him, man. Me on his mind, poor bloke, living rent-free in his brain. Imagine that. Imagine having me in your brain the whole fucking time, mate. That would be like torture, wouldn't it? Mick, that would be torture, isn't it?
It would be, mate.
After the grand final, did you think of me, Mick, after the grand final?
After the grand final? No. 2 years ago, I did, yeah, but not after the prelim, no.
Oh, no, you did it 2 years ago. All right, listen, I've got something special. Before we go on, I just want everyone, I announced this last night. I've been working hard for the last 12 months. I've started a new channel. I've got some new projects going on. And, it's something a bit different. It gets launched on Monday, right? So I want everyone to jump on. The link is below. First video, there's nothing on there now, but the first video goes on Monday. Here it is. Let's bring it up. It's called Butterbean History Class with Rocco. It's something different. I've been working on it for about a year now. So we're going to start this project, and I want everyone to jump on and subscribe. Links below, man. It's going to be good. What I've done is I just tell little stories about history, something different, not footy related. This is more about life, and I've actually got a little bit of a preview of what it's going to be like starting on Monday. And this is the kind of stuff that you'll be watching.
Hey, listen, sit down and picture this, like you're watching a medieval episode of The Sopranos meet The Godfather. This is the Bucket War of 1325. We're in Italy, Bologna versus Modena, honour versus wood. Oh, the drama. So here's the scene. It's the Middle Ages. Bologna and Modena are like two cousins at a Sunday dinner who can't stand each other. They've been at it for years. Bologna's all, we're big and important. Modena's like, yeah? Come over here and say that to my face. Add some politics. Bologna backs the Pope. Modena backs the Emperor. And it's a full-blown family feud.
All right, that was just a small glimpse of what you're going to be watching. So hopefully everyone can enjoy that. It starts on Monday, first video. Get on there, push the link, subscribe, and let's
Who are
get
those
this
other
thing
three
going.
boys? Who are those other three characters behind you there, Rocco? You had some characters behind you there on the. Are they special guests or are they just?
We've got a knight there. We've got a monk. He looks like maybe Julius Caesar. I don't know.
Yeah.
These are all sorts of people that I'll be talking about during. So I just do little stories. They all go between 7 and 10 minutes, and it's a bit of fun. So yeah. So
looking forward, Rocco.
Get on there and help us out. And it's something different on the off season, just to get us through the off season while we wait for the footy to start. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got heaps to talk about. There's games, Brownlows, bloody decisions, all sorts of stuff. So let's get straight into this after I play. All right, another exciting week of footy. It's been a great week. I reckon, listen, man, everyone's going to want to be talking about the game straight away, wouldn't you? I mean, there was a couple of games on the weekend. I reckon we get straight into that. And then from there, I reckon we can get in. I mean, there's heaps of stuff that come out of the games. Last night, concussion protocols. So since we got Mick in there, let's get straight into, because I reckon everyone's going to want to talk about that. There was a game. Mick, you were there. Collingwood, 11-5-71, 15-10, 100. Apart from that second quarter, really, you weren't in that game at all, man. They just took you complete control. And to tell you the truth, before you get into it, man, I said this, you probably one of the most realistic Collingwood supporters. The rest of the guys, pretty much delusional. The last 10 weeks, really, when you look back, were pretty disastrous. I mean, you only beat Richmond and Melbourne, and then you beat an Adelaide who really showed that they're not up to it at the moment. They just shit themselves in the finals, So when you look back, it was probably the exact result you expected when you think about it. I mean, you weren't in form at all. You were bringing in old players. Pendlebury got injured within a couple of minutes. That hurt you big time. Howe got injured near the end. DeGoey just wasn't, man. Yeah, he showed a few glimpses, but he wasn't. I mean, you can see he hasn't played a lot of footy, you know what I mean? And then you had your four. And then the other one I want you to discuss too is, I know everyone, you kept saying about Mason Cock, one of the best we make. Mason Cock, man, that was a mistake, man, bro. Seriously, man. I don't know, man. If you reckon that he's worth it in your side, man, I don't know. Every once in a while he does one or two good things, but overall he's slow. He can't take a mark. Maybe he can kick a goal, which he did. But, yeah. Mickey boy, tell me.
All right. Yes, we were beaten by the better team. There's no excuses from my part here. I did go into the game confident. I was seduced by that win over Adelaide, and I thought we were back in town. And I went to the game, and before the game, my brother-in-law decided, and some of our mates. The first quarter, I was watching that through a prism of like about 4 schooners. And it was like as Brisbane just went bang, 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 and got a good lead. Second quarter comes, the usual thing that we do, we bounce back, and we always have that one quarter where we just go nuts. And I think we kicked 7 goals in a row. And half time, I remember going outside for a dart outside gate 3. And one of the pleasures of having having a YouTube channel now, you get to meet new people. So I told out there outside gate 3 if you want to chat, and a few people came and said hello, which was nice. And the general consensus was that we were going to go out into that second half and absolutely fucking belt them. and that didn't happen. They came out in the third quarter and just went bang, bang, bang. They were kicking these ridiculous goals from stoppage that and it totally bamboozled us. There was a fair contingent of old Fitzroy fans there, so it wasn't like it was a one-sided crowd. Their crowd there at the on the punt road end was pretty. It was chockers and loud, so that they had a good contingent there. Last quarter comes, we're down, but I had a very good seat, and I was almost right near the fence, and I saw we gave it our all. Yeah, you could just tell, but it was one of those things where the more you try, it's just not your night because things happened. A lot of Collingwood supporters are saying that we were fucked over by the umps. I am not one of those. Look, it came down to certain moments that would have given us a sniff, but we probably wouldn't have won the game. There was that moment in the last quarter where Membry's 35 metres out. Now, we got this guy because he's a dead-eye dick from inside 50. He dobs him. There's no reason why he shouldn't have just gone back and kicked the ball, but no, he's gone for the short pass, and he's fucked it up. But then there should have been a free kick to Elliott, but I'm not even going to go there because that shouldn't have even happened. But at the end of the day, they got their goals at the end and they won by 29 points. But at the end of the day, when a team just absolutely destroys you in stoppages and are so much more cleaner than you and own the moments, anything, and Brisbane, they're deserving winners tonight. And I'll be barracking for them on Saturday. I reckon Geelong will, but I'll be barracking. And, that's my summation of the game.
Very good summation. Very good. That was a good summary of the game, yeah. And you're pretty much right. And I'll get you guys to get involved in this. But there was that controversial decision. We can go back and forth. I've actually got some vision if you want to look at it. To me, it's like, I don't know, man. It's probably been paid throughout the year. Would have made a difference. You lost by 5 goals. If people that are saying that
look,
cost you,
it would have given us a sniff, and that's all. Yeah, that's all. Course, yeah, but the better team won, man. Yeah, that's all.
I agree. And we'll have a look at it. But before we have a look at it, we have got a special guest on. And do you want to put him on? Let's have a look. Look who we got. We got your mate, Manny, all the way from Greece. How are you, mate?
Hello, buddy.
Pusa de Gamoto.
Hello, Don Carlo.
I can't see you.
Don Carlo. Don Carlo. Rocco, what are you doing there?
How you going, mate? How you going, mate? How you feeling? Are you glad you were all the way in Greece?
Fucking oath, if I wasn't in Greece, mate, I'll be losing it even more there. Bottles of ouzo popped open. It was a disgrace job there. We spoke about it last time. Grand final or bust.
That's it, man. Manny, everyone's saying, is it a failure this year or is it a win this year? It's a failure, man. It's Collingwood. It's a finishing 15th or whatever, or sneaking into the finals and celebrating like we won it. It's premiership or nothing for us, mate.
Chronological there. Hey, Mick, some of them are like you, this club. Some of them are like you, our club does. I was trying to get on your show last week, right? But I couldn't get internet service. Some of them are like you, this club does. Why the fuck, right, would you put side bottom on the cluggage? Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, you're putting a 35-year-old
game as a forward. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So what you're doing is you're putting a 35-year-old on the cluggage, right? So what you're doing is instead of getting Steele's flair, right, and him kicking goals and hitting targets, now you're stifling side bottom to tag McCluggage, which failed. Instead of putting Lipinski on McCluggage and grabbing Lipinski and saying, "Listen here, dickhead, Listen here, dickhead, right? Hey, you're going to stick on the cluggage and make sure it doesn't get a touch. You understand? But we're putting side bottom. And also, when you're dumb and you get 6 goals kicked on stoppage, right? And you got Rainer and you got the other Malacca running through packs there and kicking goals with no one on them. What do you think's going to happen there? It was like a disgrace job, bro.
Yeah, and playing my check, mate. He didn't train all week. He was in a fucking swimming pool the day before.
I said it.
Fucking hell, man.
Hey, what did I say there? What did I say there? You got a Malacca McStay that's sitting in the team there. He's fresh, right? He's hungry because he got dropped. So you got a player that's hungry. He got dropped, right? And you want to play my check with a torn tendon on his toe there. No worries. Real smart.
Yeah.
Real smart. Dumb there. Then you got Howe. You're playing Howe there that can't chase and run, right? And they're running straight past him and hitting targets in the forward 50. It was a disgrace job there. Too many mistakes. It's time to get rid of all of them. Get rid of Checkers, right? Keep Jamie Elliott, because I'll guarantee you, if we lose Jamie Elliott, we're not making the top 8 next year. We can't find 60 goals this season from the other blokes. So we've got to keep Jamie Elliott, pay him $650 a year, keep him for 3 years, because if we lose him, we're not making the 8 next year. Simple.
I think Essendon are starting to chase Elliott at the moment, man. You're there, so
I'm pretty sure we'll sign him up, man.
Yasumak, Yasuliam, 8000 BC to Gary's buddy, Yasu Rocco.
I saw today that he's only on like about 450, you know. So yeah, if you want to keep him for another like 2 or 3 years, you're going to have to up that for sure. And I think you are, because you're right. If you take Elliott out of that, I mean, who's kicking your goals? You know,
Rocco,
memory. You know, like
Rocco was surprised there. I was surprised you didn't give it to us more there. Didn't you see the message I sent you? I told you to give it to us because we deserve it. It was a disgrace job. And then I'm going to give it to you through the whole night. But I want to really hear that's why I brought you on. I want to hear what you really thought about it. And if you turn around to me and you're going, that was pathetic, that was shit, what do you want me to do, man? You're saying everything I agree with, man. Like, tell me something. Did Pendlebury, did that hurt? Of course, man. First couple of minutes, he's off. You know what I mean, man? That definitely hurt you straight away. Yeah, I know. It's all the other shit there. Our midfield's slow. They ran right through us through the midfield. Right, then you got the same shit every week. You got a Malacca, an absolute Malak, right? That's played fucking 5 games, and once again, every week the same shit there. That Gallup, a young player kicking 3-4 goals on us. It happens every single fucking week there. The same bullshit. It's like a mental illness, and you don't want to get help. The same shit happens every week, bro.
I agree. And you know, like, and the other one, I said this to Mick. Like, you really think playing Mason Cox was smart?
There's no one else, Rocco, man. We have to play him.
Rocco, they're playing Mason Cox because their forward entries are horrendous there. That's why they're playing. They're trying to cover the cracks. But you know what you do? You know what we've got to do there? We've got to turn the page, Rocco, and we've got to get rid of some of these older players. You know what? You know who I want to see next year, bro? I want to see the young power forward there, Westy. All these other clubs, they got young forwards. You got Logan Morris from Brisbane kicking bags of goals. You got that Gallup, but they're all 20-year-old kids there. Get rid of all the older players, bring the kids in, and you know what? Even if you miss the top 8, at least you're getting games into the kids. You know what I'm saying? If you keep persisting with all these old pensioners, you're just going to be kicking the can down the line there. It's a disgrace job.
Hey, Manny.
It was like I was watching that old movie Cocoon, mate. You know, when the old blokes all try to jump on that alien ship to get
Cocoon.
Hey, listen. Hey, you know, Rocco. You know the worst thing is you're watching the game and I have to catch the ferry to the pub off the island there into the main city, right? And you know what happens? All right, you're giving it to them in the second quarter. You're giving it to them. You're up by 3 goals. But you know what? You walk into half time. And like you say about Carlton every week, Rocco, I hear you say about Carlton. What happened in the second half? So they walk up the race in the second half, and you got Brisbane kicking 3 goals on us in fucking 3 minutes.
Yep.
Like you grab him up the race before before second half starts. You grab him up the race and then you fucking lift them up. You fire them up there. So when they go out there, they're not sleeping. They went out there not sleeping. The grand final's gone. What are you doing? It's fucking dumb.
But whose job's that? You say that, right? So you got leaders like, you got your Moore and all that, the leaders. But you're in a preliminary final, man. You don't need no one to lift you, man. You can't go out after half time and put that performance up, man. Where's your bloody respect and dignity by these players, mate, to go out there and get pushed around, man? Where are the leaders? Like you talked about the leaders. Pendlebury wasn't there. All of a sudden, you go out and they just smashed you, like.
Yeah, Pendlebury sets up the stoppages there. Once Pendlebury left, right? We break down the stoppages. You got Ashcroft kicking goals off the ground there, like he's doing drop kicks there, 1970s style. Right, all this bullshit, all this crap there. You got players waltzing into open goals there. It's unacceptable. It's not AFL fucking standard. That's VFL fucking standard. It's not AFL standard. And if you look in their eyes half time, and you can see they're down, or they're getting too ahead of themselves because they think they got it in the bag, you pull them back and you say, "Fuck it, listen here, right? I can see you're getting ahead of yourselves. When you walk up that race and that ball bounces, you put 2-3 more goals on them and get the job done. Don't sit there, right, and mellow out and let them pounce on you, because once they got ahead of us, it broke us, right? And then they ran right on us in the fourth quarter. They ran right, and also, listen, if you want to be an AFL team, you can't play one quarter of football. You understand? No. It's 4 quarters. You can't go out there in one quarter.
That's been our story for ages, man. We put in a quarter and a half and bang, and we go to sleep for the rest of the whole fucking game, man. And against shit teams, it's enough. But against the good teams, that's not going to cut it, mate.
Exactly.
Now I know what Rocco feels like, because you know what? Rocco can see the same shit I do. You can see what happens.
Rocco's got no idea what it's like to make prelims every year, man. Come on.
No. Not prelims. I'm saying week to week on the footy field, right? The Rocco sees the same shit and he talks about it. So how come the same shit keeps happening? How come they can't stop it? How come dumb imbeciles like us on YouTube channels can work out what's going on, and you got coaches on $1 million a year there that can't work out what's happening? We talk about what's going to happen in the pre-game shows. We tell you this. We say this is going to happen, and this is going to happen. So they beat us. They beat us exactly the same way as they beat us in round 21 or 22, whenever it was. They beat us exactly the same fucking way.
Yeah. We played one quarter that time too. Yeah.
Hey, but tell me something. Like, when you look at it, right, seriously, right, I said this last time and I said it again at the start of the show, right? For the last 10 weeks, you've been pathetic, right? You've beaten Richmond and Melbourne, and you beat Adelaide, and you were lucky that you were playing Adelaide, because they showed that they were a bunch of frauds, man. They just weren't up to it, right? You were lucky you played them. But really, in the last 2 weeks, you won 10 games. In actual fact, in the last 10 weeks, Carlton and Collingwood won the same amount of games. You weren't playing any good football. You were 10 points up. So you should have seen that way before you got to that preliminary. You didn't change anything.
I told you. I told you. I saw it. The old legs are there. They run out of steam. The season's too long to keep playing all these older players there. At the end of the season, they're gonna wear thin. Do you understand? You've got to inject more youth into the team. We have to bring in an extra 3-4 young players, scatter them. You've got to scatter them around the field, right? So it's not all in one part of the field, so you don't get exposed. So what you do is you've got to scatter a couple forwards in the forward line, put a couple new mids in the midfield, and a couple new defenders, right, in the defensive line. So that way there, you can spread them out across the field so you don't get exposed, and get rid of some older players. It has to happen. You know why? Because I can guarantee you, we will not win the flag next year with this list. This list is not powerful. This list hasn't got the horsepower to get the job done there, because Brisbane and Geelong, they've got young players and they're too powerful. You can't keep up with them.
Yeah, next year we need a fucking an A grade mid to help Nick out, and we need another outlet in the forward line. Look, I was always it's not going to happen. Like, you know how they're saying Charlie Curnow and all that shit. It's not going to happen, and I wasn't a fan of it. until the last couple of days. It's been growing on me, man. But it's not going to happen. So it's not really worth talking about. But we need an A-grade midfielder.
I don't think.
Listen. Do you want to sell the farm? Are we gonna sell the farm for the Charlie Kernack there? You know how much we're gonna pay for Charlie Kernack there? Carlton wants big bucks for him. Let's not beat around the bush now. You know what I'm doing? You know what I'm doing? I'm bringing the young kid in West. Yeah. Go Rocco.
Yeah. We would want an established player. Like, you're not going to get him for nothing, and you're going to have to pay him some big bucks. So I don't think you've got the picks or the players, unless you want to give us Josh Dacos, or then we can talk. But if you're not doing that, I don't think we want to talk. So that's not going to happen. Yeah. But I'm going to give some kudos to Mark up the top there. He's been a bit quiet, right? But let's just say everyone sometimes gives a Mark. He's been saying it for 3 months. Watch out. Your old players, you're going to fall over, and you watch what happens at the end of the year.
Come on, man. He said straight sets, man. We didn't go out in straight sets, mate. Come on.
But he did say that your old players are going to cost you. He did say it.
Yeah, we said it. Go back, watch the video, Rocco. I said it. Grand final, it's a disgrace. Okay, I'll be so soon. Has the pool. I'll be 2 seconds. Yeah, I'll make you one soon.
I've got to give Collingwood credit. I've got to give Collingwood credit.
Mark,
yes.
Mark, listen, you can say whatever you want about the Collingwood Football Club, but you know what I'll tell you, buddy, right? Our club's stable. You understand? Your club is crumbling. You understand? Your club's listen, Mark. Listen, 8000 BC. Your club's in trouble. I'm telling you. Carlton's not too bad, but your club's in trouble. You better get out there and do some work and investigations on the club, because your club's in trouble. When your captain wants his papers stamped, you got big dramas. Don't worry about us. We'll be okay. We won't miss out on the 8 next year because of the older players, but we'll be fine. But Essendon's got big problems. I'm telling you, my friend.
Now the president fucked off too, mate.
We've made some crucial changes, all right? So our president now, Andrew Welsh, and I believe, I don't want to talk about this in here at the moment, but yeah, I think that's going to bring...
Of course you don't. Of course you don't.
There's going to be some players coming back, and there's also going to be some maybe older players coming through the system. So, look, for Collingwood, just for the Forever Rivals, thank God you boys made the finals, because without you boys, I think the show would have been struggling a little bit. And so I'm going to give you guys the points on that.
Thank you,
Marco. Marco, you know what we are? Marco, you know what we are? Rivals. You know what we are, Marco? We're losers. We're losers. We're losers. We're losers. We're like the rest of we're like the rest of them. Absolute losers. You don't win the flag, you win our city.
Manny.
Let Mark talk. I want to hear what he's got to say.
14 weeks ago, mate, all you Collingwood supporters were jumping on your seats and saying we're going to make the grand final, or this is our season. And obviously things have changed the last couple of weeks. But kudos to the Collingwood Football Club. The only downfall is Manny and Mick. You guys had the opportunity to make the grand final this year. This was the Collingwood's Football Club opportunity to make the grand final. You didn't. You failed. You've got an old list. Now you're saying to rebuild and you need younger players. You've got to rebuild more than what you think you got to rebuild. Because next year, Collingwood is some big shit. I'll tell you.
It won't take us that long, Mark. We'll be back.
When you say rebuild, Mark, when you say rebuild, I should inject youth. Also, Mark, what did I say? What did I say when I spoke to you last time? What did I say, Mark?
What did you say, Mick? Manny?
What did I say? What did I say was acceptable for me? What did I say, Mark? Grand final or bust. So I was honest. I said, could I make the granny to failure? And I stuck with it, mate. And don't worry about me, mate. I'm a Collingwood supporter. But you know what?
I'm not going against you here, Manny. I'm just saying what my opinion is, and which is pretty much correct with what you're saying. You guys should have made the grand final this year to give you an opportunity to win the flag. You didn't. Okay? You've got an old list you need to make some massive changes, right? And don't look at a Geelong. Don't look at Brisbane. And we'll be right. We'll just trade some players and get some young kids. And mate, that's all bullshit these days, mate. Collingwood are going to be in some serious shit next year if they don't get rid of these. If they don't get rid of these young older players now, you guys are going to.
Mark, you got to scatter. Mark, they got to scatter the older players out. You got to scatter them with over a 3-year period. You got to scatter them out. You can't get rid of them all at once because you become more. So what's happening is, So what's going to happen is you've got to get rid of 3-4 of them now this year. Fuck them off. Right, bring a couple kids in. The next year you do the same. The next year you do the same. But that's what's going to happen. But you know me. I've been honest. We haven't got the horsepower. We need horsepower. Do you understand? To win a granny, you need horsepower. We haven't got the horsepower at the moment.
So tell me something. And Gokhan, great friend of the channel, Gokhan. He says, I'll list and no draft picks. And you're right, because you gave away this year for Houston. Do you think that was a good move? Because Houston, really, 800,000, and we done that mistake. We done that with Williams, right? We paid him all that money, and then we tried to make him a midfielder. 800 grand for Houston. Give up your first round pick this year. You put yourself on the back foot, mate.
The only thing I'm thinking about Houston, Rocco. The only thing I'm thinking about Houston.
What was that?
Rocco.
Manny.
Yeah. The only thing I'm thinking, you there?
Yeah. We can hear you, mate.
We're here.
The only thing I'm thinking about Houston is because he just come into the side, I'm going to give him next year from round 0 to perform. But I guarantee you, if he doesn't perform by next season, round 0, we're gonna attack him. Don't worry, yes, chronologicals. We're already onto him, but he's got next year to prove himself like Lockie Schultz. We gave Lockie Schultz 1 year, right, to bet into the system. But if he plays like a mama look next season, then we're gonna come for him. We have to. You have to be honest. Like, this is what I get criticised for, but you got to be honest to where your team is, mate. And as I said, I could see it 10 weeks ago, 6-7 weeks ago. You just weren't performing, man. You weren't up to the standards of the top 4 sides. Lots of legs there. They've lost the legs, Rocco. We've lost their legs. They haven't got the power, the running power there to run games there. We haven't got the running power. That's why we need to inject speed and youth. You know what I mean? If we don't do that,
how are you going to do that? You got no draft picks this year. So how are you going to do that? And you really haven't got anyone to trade to inject that. And the other thing is, because that's what we need. Who's out there that you're going to get that wants to come? Like, who's out there?
So what you got to do is you have to play the kids that you've played already. So you got to put Ed Allen in there, and you're playing. You find out what he's all about. So you play him, right? You let him get experience. You play West, the forward. You get rid of Mycheck, fuck him off, put West in, let him play, get him experience. So that's 2 of them. You bring in that young Rowan Steele, let him play on the wing. And you bring in 3-4 youngsters, and you let them play all season long. Plus, we've got a couple of boys coming back from knee recos. So you got Harvey Harrison that's going to come back in the fall on. He's quick as well. You've got a couple more kids you got to put in. There's another one, Harry Dimatier in the VFL. He needs to go, and you get a couple young players in. You get rid of a couple of the older ones, and you let them play. You just let them play, like you say, Rocco. Don't bring them in for 1 week and get rid of them. Give them a couple of weeks.
You're not in that position, mate. You guys are up towards the top 4 or 5 sides in the comp. Now you're starting to say, let's play these young kids. And all of a sudden, if they don't perform, what are you going to do then? You're giving
Mark, listen. Games, right? Mark, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
You've got to be realistic, Manny, mate. You've got to be realistic, mate. An old aging side that needs to start rebuilding.
Mark, you can bring in 2-3 young kids, and they're going to give you the same output, right, as what the older players are going to do, but they've got more running.
There's no guarantee with that, Manny, mate. There's no guarantee that these young players are going to perform.
So Mark, so you're telling me it's better to keep playing the older players, and we know we can't make the granny because this list will not get us there. It's not powerful enough. So you've got no choice. We've got no choice. You've got to bring in You got to bring in kids because if you keep playing the older players, the job's not going to get done. It won't happen.
So you boys are going to be prepared to, rebuild for the next 2 or 3 years. In that case, that's the key.
No, you don't rebuild, Mark. You don't rebuild. Rebuild's when you get rid of all your players at the same time, and then you play all your kids. You can't get rid of all the older players, so you've got to get rid of 3-4 older players this year. They've already been delisted, right? A couple have retired, so they're gone already. You have to bring in 2-3 kids and inject them into the side and keep the rest, keep the experience around, because if you get rid of all the experience, all the young kids, it's too overwhelming for them. They're going to buckle under pressure. You know what I mean? So you got to keep a few of the older ones, bring in a couple kids, and you know what? If they perform, good luck to us. We're lucky. If they don't perform, then we've got dramas. Simple.
Yep.
Are you happy that you kept, like, I know you re-signed Pendlebury and Sidebottom, and they've had pretty good years, but it looks like Pendlebury might break down here and there. Are you keeping Pendlebury so he gets the record?
No, Pendlebury doesn't worry me because it's 2 birds with one stone, Rocco, because you can play him. You can play him for 16 games a year, rest him, and also you're getting a coach. So you're killing 2 birds with one stone. So because he's a smart player, you got him as a coach, on-field coach, and you got him as a player. Side bottom, he's still not bad. I would have got rid of Jeremy Howe. I would have got rid of Howe. Mychek I'll get rid of. I won't give Mychek 2 more years. He's cooked. And I'll keep Jamie Elliott. That's it.
Liam, you've been quiet there. What do you reckon about this disaster of a Collingwood Football Club?
There's not a lot to add, mate, because you've all covered it off. To be honest, it's yeah. Look, I don't think we're going to do too bad. I think obviously they're going to have to replace a few older players. I think Manny's got a great approach. You move a couple on now. Get a couple of young guys come in, take their spot. I don't think they're ready to clean the slate. Whether they make the top 8 again next year, I'm not sure. Pendles is absolutely for sure. He'll get the record. He's still a good player, and I mean, you guys were saying he made a difference when he went out in that game. Probably more from the fact that, like you said, it's having an extra coach. That's a leader gone off your field, and it really showed. But yeah, I mean, you guys had your go in the second quarter. Like Mick said, you played your one good quarter. That was it. After that, Brisbane just took control. They were a lot better than you. One thing I did want to ask about a different player, I didn't want to bag up Mason Cox, but Rocco got to that first. But Jeremy Howe, should he have been picked or not? He did not look right to me. I think that was that was a mistake picking him. What did you boys think?
Jeremy Howe, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Look, we were just in a situation where we had to take some risks, yeah? We went with Checkers, Pendles, and Howie. Let's say we don't play them and we put in all different players, everyone, and we still lose. Everyone's going to say, oh, we should have taken the punt, yeah? Jeremy Howe told the coaching staff that he was 100% ready to go. We have to take his word for it. He's an experienced veteran. In hindsight, it was probably the wrong move. It was one of many mistakes. And with Fly McRae, we overrate him. The guy's he's won a flag and he's got us to 2 prelims in 4 years. So we shouldn't bag him, but we expect a lot from our club. And some of the decision making has to be called out with Fly.
Mick, we can't be too hard on Fly. He's only got the tools that he can use there. There's only tools. So if you drop Jeremy Howe, we're going to bring in Dean. And you know what happened to Dean this week? They fucked him off. They got delisted. So that's the problem. That we need to use. We need to use the tools that we got. We haven't got many tools at the moment. So we have to pick up a couple defenders, pick up a couple mids, like you said, to help out Nick. Nick needs help there. We've got to help out Nick. The poor kid gets hammered every week. Get a couple midfielders. And then get rid of a couple old forwards. Mychek, I said to Mychek, and I'm like, listen, right? It's time for Westy. The young boy kicks 6 goals a week in the VFL. They just put him in there. Well, how much more does Mychek do than Westy? Are we serious here?
Yeah, and Westy, he's going to be half decent at least, man.
Yeah, you know what happens after? I'll keep saying it. You know what happens? if you keep keeping these older players around, the younger players that are showing promise, they can see what's happening. And you know what they do? They walk into the office and they say, you know what? You're playing with me. I want to trade. And they leave the club, and then you know what happens? The cycle starts again. You're left with all the older players, all your younger players are asking for trades because they're not getting opportunity, and you're stuck with the older players. So you know what you're better off doing? Play the younger kids, see what they do, see what they can if they can perform, right? And then at least you know you can extend their contracts, or you can put them on the chopping block. So yeah, we'll see. But we're assuming now. We have to wait till next. We have to wait till 5 weeks, 6 weeks into the next season, and then we'll get a good gauge on what we're doing. If we're around the top again of the ladder, we know that we'll be around the mark again. We'll see. We have to wait and see now.
You won't be.
I reckon we will be. I'm pretty bullish for next year.
Nah, Manny was even just saying just then they need 2 backmen, 2 midfielders, and 2 forwards. That's 6 players. And then also thinking about the old geriatric farts that you still got on the list. Far out.
Got the players.
But Mark, listen, Mark, I'll try to explain something to you. Mark,
what is a rebuild?
Mark, we just listed 4 players today. So that's 4 spots on the list. 4 players just got fucked off. Another 3, 4 will go. That's 7, 8 players off the list today. We've got to bring in new players like Carlton. See how many players Carlton's bringing in new.
Where's Carlton been for the last 30 years, my friend? Come on,
Hey,
man.
but
They're bringing
in new players, bro.
We're talking about the last 2 or 3 years, right? So don't start bringing back these 30 fucking years, because then I'll start on your fucking shit side, right? That fucking your captain wants to leave. So please tell me, do not start bringing my team into this, mate.
Mark,
We know
heard you, Mark. Mark, I've heard Rocco. Mark, I've heard Rocco. Mark, I've heard Rocco. I've heard Paulo. I've heard Mars. I've heard Seba, and I've heard the Monday Blue Boys. They've all said, right? If Charlie wants to leave, tell him to fuck off. If Silvani wants to leave, you tell him to fuck off. I haven't heard you, Mark. Say once that if Merritt wants to leave, you get rid of him. You are holding on to Merritt. You haven't said it, mate.
He's not leaving.
And you threw more money at him, mate.
Doesn't
Exactly.
matter. We'll give him whatever we wanted to give him, mate. What does matter? What does the money matter at the moment, man?
Mark, so you're okay. Mark, you're okay with your captain. Mark, you're okay with your captain, right?
I'm not saying about him being the captain. I'm just saying that he will stay at the Essendon Football Club. Maybe
he's forced to.
I was saying you don't have to be the best player to be the captain. Maybe he needs to not be the captain and just play football. Play some good football, and somebody else can captain. But I'm telling you right now,
Carlton. Mark, you know Carlton can force Curnow. Carlton can force Curnow to stay at the Carlton Football Club, but Carlton knows because he's contracted. So if Carlton says to him, "Listen here, dickhead," that's what I'll say to him, false coach. I'll say, "Listen here, dickhead. You wanted a big contract, big boy? You wanted a contract, big boy? Now you want to leave the club, do you? You know what's going to happen, Curnow? You go out there round 1 and you fucking perform, bitch. And if you don't perform, you know what's going to happen to you, dickhead? You're going to sit in the VFL all year on the fucking bench. Bad luck. We're gonna hold standards here. We're gonna hold standards here, and you're not gonna walk all over the Carlton Football Club. Simple as that. When you wanted a big contract, we gave it to you out of good faith. Now you turn around, you want to go surfing. I don't think so. That's why clubs, you got to put your foot down, and you got to put on your players. You got to tell them you're not going nowhere. If you don't want to play AFL football, you stay in the VFL.
Players got every right, mate. Players got every right.
Mark, how can you say that your captain wants to leave? And he's been saying he wants to leave for 2 years, right? So don't be in denial, right? And then you're saying he's going to stay, man. The bloke, how can you bring him back and to think about as a captain? The bloke's abandoning your ship, right? And you say, oh, he's going to stay. Mate, you're dumb. You are absolutely dumb.
Every right to look elsewhere.
Coin, you can get some good picks for him now, right? Well, and you can really rebuild.
Rocco, that's fine. But at the end of the day, there's been some changes the last 24 hours. So he might look at it differently now and feel that maybe things are changing, the culture's changing.
Mark,
so,
Mark, what did they change there? You know what they changed?
Right to look out.
You know what they changed? Mark, what did they change? The lawnmower man that cuts the grass, at the Essendon Football Club.
Possibly.
They changed that kid out there. Your captain sleeping around there. Your captain, he walked into Hawthorn. You know who? You know what Essendon and Hawthorn rivalry is there? Are you kidding me? He walked into Hawthorn there. Patrick, hey, I'm not a Carlton supporter, but I respect Patrick Cripps because Patrick Cripps. Hey, I've never heard Patrick Cripps ask for a trade. And you know what? Carlton's gone through dark days. I've never heard of Cripps sleeping around, spreading his legs, and asking for a trade. Simple as that.
Oh my goodness.
That's fine. That's his decision, mate. That's his decision, and that's where he wants to stay at Carlton. That's fine. But every player's got every right to expand their horizon and look elsewhere to win a premiership. And that's what it's all about.
So why do you want him to stay?
But,
Mark, listen. Mark, listen.
Your leader wants to leave.
Mark, how can you go? Mark, how can you go to the football? Listen, Mark, listen.
What do you mean?
Mark,
He's all over the place. He's almost admitted he went there. What do you mean? How do you know?
Yeah.
Like it's been all over the place. He hasn't told me directly. He hasn't told me fucking directly because I don't speak to him. But it's been all over the place.
Jordan really wanted to leave. He wanted to leave as well. Now he's staying.
All right, but that's really that's not your captain, your best and fairest winner.
Every player's
Come on, bro. You put this on the Carlton and Essendon. Seriously, you got more fucking interest in the Titanic.
We'll take Kerno if you want to come to Essendon.
The Titanic had more fucking chance of staying stable than your club, right? Now you got the president pissing off, mate. You are all over the place. So please, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, mate.
For the better, Rocco, and that's the thing. Things are changing, and watch this space. It's going to be a different culture at the Essendon Football Club because most supporters now are jumping on board again, and just they believe that this is what we require. This is what it is. The culture. It's all about culture.
All right, Mark. I want to see what you think, Mark. I want to see what you think now. I'm going to test you out, Mark. All right, this is going to happen. You're at the Marvel Stadium, right? Merritt's playing for Merritt's the captain of Essendon. You're at the Marvel Stadium and you're watching and you see Merritt walk up and take the toss in the middle of the ground. When you look at Merritt, what are you thinking?
I believe he won't be captain next year if he stays.
He'll be captain. The rules for Merritt staying at Essendon. He wants the captaincy. He wants the captaincy.
If he wants the captaincy, I think that's up to the board to make him aware.
You're going to see. You're going to see. So you're going to see your warrior. You're going to see. Listen. You're going to see your warrior go to war, and as he's walking up for the toss, you're looking at Merritt, and you know that he went to Hawthorn, right, to leave the Essendon Football Club, and you're telling me you're going to look at your captain in the middle of the fucking ground, and you're going to respect. You're going to respect your captain. You know what you're going to think? You're going to be looking at Merritt. You're going to say, "You piece of shit traitor! You went to Hawthorn, and you want to leave my club. You should be tossing this fucking coin. Get back on the bench, sit there, and give it to one of the young kids that you talk about all the time. All those young players you got, that defender, the young kids. Get a young kid up there that's stuck fat and get him to toss the coin. You're going to see Merritt walk up there. He wants to leave the club. It doesn't work like that, man. You're going to do it with reality, bro. It doesn't work like that.
I don't want to start talking about one of the most irrelevant teams in the competition. So let's don't worry about Essendon, mate. Just irrelevant, really. No one cares about Essendon. The only reason people care about it is because we put you on Forever Rivals, or else they wouldn't even know who Essendon was. What I want to ask is, because I'm sure Manny's got a beach to go to, drink a
I've got to go back to the old boy. No, back to the old boy there. I've got to go check on the old man, my papa, my grandfather. I've got to go check on him.
I'm good there, man. But just quickly, before you go, Brownlow, how'd you feel about that? Were you robbed?
Well, listen, bro, I'm not going to make excuses. Rao's a gun. Rao's a monster there. We tried to get him. We tried everything to get him. He's a monster. But come on, bro. Come on there. We all know what happened. Just give, all you got to do is give the umpires the stats. Give them a piece of paper so when they go inside, right, they know what they're looking at. Don't give votes to players. So don't just, it's simple.
I disagree because I've been at the game. I've been at games where I walk away and I go, he's the best player. And then I look at the stats and I go, oh, he only had this many, right? So I don't think they should look at the stats.
Yeah, but Rocco, after you walk away and look at the stats, do you change your mind and say, nah, he wasn't the best player? See, it makes you change your mind. That's what.
Because at the game, I can see who won the game, like who's played best for Carlton. You know, I don't worry about stats. You know what I mean? Like, what happens if someone gets 37 off the back and gets like 18 handball received? You know, like you go, all right, does that make him the best player? I don't know. Look, I reckon they've got to change something. But like, what about when that St Kilda player, fucking Wangan?
Yeah, come on, man.
He only got 2 votes. Like 34 and 4 goals, you know, like that was wrong, you know. But overall, I think Matty Rowell was a deserved winner.
When you got when you got players laughing in the Brownlow room, you know you got a problem. Simple as that. Yeah. When you got players from the opposition team laughing at the decision, you know there's a problem. So all they got to do is tweak it. Nick's getting closer. He's going to win one sooner or later. But you know what? Today, Rocco. I don't give a fuck about Brownlow today. Oh, everyone was watching to see. Everyone was to see if Nick won a Brownlow. You know what? Fuck the Brownlow. This is about premierships today, not Brownlow. We want premierships, like you do.
Individual honours, mate, mean nothing, mate. We've had 2 in the last 3 or 4 years. They mean nothing. They give you a little bit of relief, but at the end of the day, you're right, man. If you don't win the premiership, mate, it's a wasted year. It's a wasted, especially you guys. Before you go, who's the biggest loser this year, right? Is it Collingwood or is it Adelaide? Who was the bigger failure, you reckon?
Who's the biggest failure?
Yeah, Adelaide finish on top, can't win a final. Collingwood make it to a preliminary after being 10 points up halfway through the year and don't make a grand final. Who do you reckon is the bigger failure out of them two?
You have to say
the bigger failure out of them two is us. The only reason being, Rocco, is because their list is that young that they've got another 7-8 years of contending. But we're running out of time. Our window's closing. So it's a bigger failure for us. We need to get the job done this year or next year, because then we're going to be struggling to make the 8. So if we struggle to make the 8, it would be hard to make the granny. So Adelaide's got another 7-8 years of contending, and plus they might get Petrarca, and they might bring a couple players in, and then forget about it. They'll be even more powerful.
Yeah, Mick, what do you reckon?
Yeah, look, I reckon Adelaide are the bigger losers this year. Let me add to that. Now, let's say like we struggled near the end of the year and we ended up finishing 4th. Let's say we won a couple of those games that we lost and finished 2nd or 1st. We end up maybe playing Brisbane or Geelong in that first final, and the way we were playing, it doesn't look too good. So we got lucky. We had that form slump, and we finished 4th, and we got a young Adelaide without Rankin, so we kind of got lucky there, and it worked out for us.
To make a preliminary. You were very lucky. And even Port beating Gold Coast in that last round, that wasn't supposed to happen. But,
Rocco.
Yeah.
Rocco, I'll let you go soon, but just to leave you with something. Don't worry there. I'd rather be a Collingwood supporter and watch a decent season than go through what you go there, you poor cunt, losing brain cells, screaming your head off every single week. They're calling it as it is, full-blown respect. Hey, no cutting corners. Hey, full realistic commentary, Rocco style. You poor bloke, I feel sorry for you sometimes because you know what there is. Hey, Rocco, you deserve there to see a flag, because you know what there. You call it as it is.
Manny, and he's not even welcome. He's not even welcome at the club, mate. Put it that way.
No, Rocco. They don't fucking like me, man.
Rocco's a danger to the Carlton Football Club. Rocco's a danger. You know what?
Too honest.
No, he shines a light on him. He shines the light on the Carlton Football Club. He shines the light on them, and they can't hide like rock spiders under the rocks. Rock spiders hiding there like fucking. You know what I mean?
And so we should, Manny, all of us, man. Like, we should demand
Exactly.
them. We pay memberships, time, fucking emotion. I get ulcers every week, man. We should have our fucking say, and they should listen to us. And that's it, mate. This isn't a
I know,
business.
Rocco. You're getting a few players in, Rocco, so it might change the culture of the football club a little bit. They might change the system up because you're getting new players in. So you never know. Carlton might bounce next year. They might bounce. You got that Buku Kama's come in. You got a couple of good players coming in there. You got the other bloke, that Chester. You got a bit of speed coming in. Throw a couple of the young blokes through the midfield. You got the young. What's his name?
Yeah, we got Jagger Smith coming. He's going to be a number 1 pick. We got Harry Dean supposed to be a top 5 backman. Then we got Walker coming in next year. So it doesn't look bad. And I like what Graham Wright's doing, mate. He's got rid of like 6 assistant coaches. We've got a new bloody CEO. So we're doing the right things, man. We're not delusional like another bloke on this panel who just thinks everything's fucking Mary.
He's hoping it there. Mark's hoping there. Mark's hoping. Rocco, what did you say about hope? What did you say about hope, Rocco?
Hope doesn't exist, man. I don't believe in hope, man. I want to see everything.
Fucking funny cut. All right, boys. Hey, take it easy. Have a good show. Yes, Mick. What are you doing, Mick? Are you not doing anything? Mick, are you not doing anything? You got an underground now, Mick.
No. I'll probably do one Friday night, man, just to catch up stream. Yeah.
All right, Marco, I love you too, bro. Marco, don't worry there. I love you. You're a lad there. You know I love you, bro. You have to be, but I love you. Liam, take it easy, brother. All right?
All right.
You're a top bloke, Manny. You enjoy and look after your old man there, mate.
Yeah.
All right, yes, Rocco. Take it easy, lad, and keep going. Keep going hard today. I want to see you go hard every week. Yeah, bye.
Yeah, we won't stop. See you, mate. Enjoy.
See you, boys.
See you, mate.
I think
what a legend, huh?
He's good, man. He is the Rocco version of the Collingwood support or the Collingwood supporters there. So it's good that he says it as it is, man. We'll get someone else in here. We've got the good Scotty Tompkins. We'll bring him straight in here to join into the chat. We got some other things to talk about, I suppose. Scotty, how you going, mate? How do you enjoy that? All the way from Greece.
Yes. Hello, Rez, my fellow Rez. No. Thank you very much for having me, fellas. It's good to see everyone for the big send-off for the year for the Rivals. Biggest year for the Rivals, I believe. But, pleasure to be a part of it, fellas. And it's great to see everybody in the chat as per usual. But it's a tough act to follow, I've got to admit. The bloke's a whirlwind, man.
He's just got that. They reckon we had 86 rares from Lescos all the way from there, mate. 86 rares, man. That's got to be a record, doesn't it?
Look, if someone can actually explain to me what rare means,
you got to roll the tongue when you say it, mate.
Rare.
The Aussies can't say it. They can't roll their tongue. Go say rare.
I speak the King's English, rare. Leave me alone.
You say it, Liam. Go say rare.
Rare. You can't do it, man. Not a word.
It's the best. Rare. Where is No Regrets? Wait a sec. We might actually have No Regrets in the chat here. Here he is. Wait a sec.
Keep crying.
Mate, that bloke there has completely disappeared. Remember, he was coming on every week, commenting. In the last few weeks, I reckon he saw what was coming and he disappeared. Where are you, bro?
I think the credit on his LD mobile ran out. He's got no data, rare.
So tell us, Scotty, what have you got to say? Have you got anything to add to that conversation?
Well, I'm quite looking forward to Butter being history, Rocco, because I'm a bit of a history buff myself, and I don't know how many history buffs there are here in the channel. But maybe as a suggestion for an episode, you could cover quite a momentous period in Australian history, I believe, and speak up in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. But there was a period between, I think, 1958 and 1990 an era that we like to call the collywobbles. You might want to cover one day, or well, I believe it was 1980 to 2017, where Richmond went without winning a flag, or maybe from 2004 to present and ongoing since Essendon's won a fucking final. You can cover any of these historical periods.
I might cover that.
Don't forget your team.
One would be a great one.
Hey, our history book's still being written, Liam, all right?
That's
and
still
great.
written, yeah.
And I don't want to
good.
spoil the ending for you, Liam, but it's you're not going to like it.
If you have got any ideas about you wanting me to tell you a story or just rewrite a story, give us an idea. As I said, I've written some really good ones. There's all sorts there. I've got a catalogue now. First one comes out on Monday, so make sure you catch up with it. And let's talk history. But now,
Rocco,
but what about...
Sorry, Rocco. Is it going to be like all different kinds of, like all throughout history, like from ancient to recent history?
So
Yep.
The last one is about the first one's about the Bucket War of 1535 or 1325, where two Italian towns have a war over a bucket. I've done one on Rasputin. I've done one on Scientology. I've done one on I've done on all sorts of history. I've done on I can't even think now, but there's also I did one just the other day on when they it's about Pope Formosus, where in the 893, 892, they buried the Pope, and 9 months later they took him out and they put him on trial. It's the famous trial of the Pope, and they put him on trial for all sorts of stuff. Yeah, so I just find old bits of history interesting, and then I just write a story and tell you about it. Yeah, I think that one.
Forward to it.
I got one on
really
Rasputin.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, there's all sorts. Genghis Khan, I did one on. He's pretty interesting. All sorts of stuff. Yeah, so
lots
all
of
over.
little trivia tidbits about Rasputin that I'm sure you've included, including some body parts that are still remaining in jars in St. Petersburg, or Moscow.
Yeah, well, they did do that. Yeah, it's an interesting story on Rasputin. Yeah, so and that's where the song came out, and he was lover of the Russian queen. So so that's a pretty good story there. Yeah. So everyone get onto that. But what about the footy? What about you? What are you going to bring up? What did you like, or what do you want to talk about?
Well, I just think it's like, considering the narrative around umpiring this year, like some have considered it the worst of all time, and it's just degraded and degraded and degraded. And our CEO of the AFL, Andrew Dillon, famously came out and said it's the best that it's ever been. And I'm coming around. I can't help but agree with him these days. From that Jamie Elliott, that perfect spoil from Starcevic.
What did you think about that? Like, look at that spoil. How good is that spoil?
Not only is it a perfect spoil, but this is exemplary umpiring, because as we said, any other dope would have paid that as a free kick directly in front of goal throughout the year. But this man, I think it was number 11, he had in a split second had to consider every possible angle that wasn't even available to him at micro speed. Like, he could just pick up exactly that. Not only had Starcevic,
you want to have a quick look at it? I'm going to show you.
Yeah, of course.
Let's have a quick look at it. As you can see,
you made contact, and you can't make contact. Look, I agree. It's a shit rule. It's a shit rule, man.
And he hits it from the side, Mick Sucker. Come on, this is a perfect example of final
contact. Did he? Now, you reckon he made contact? All right. So what we've done is we've brought up the rules, right? So this is the exact rules of the thing, right? Marking contest, spirit and intention. The player whose sole objective is to contest or spoil a mark shall be permitted to do so. So that's exactly what he was doing. He wanted to spoil, right? So free kick marking contest. The field umpire shall award a free kick in the marking contest against a player where the player holds or blocks the opponent. He didn't do that. Unduly pushes or bumps an opponent. Didn't do that. Deliberately interfered with the arms of the opposition player. Did not do that. Did not deliberately do it, and it was very, very slight. Makes contact to an opposition player from the front on whose sole objective is not to contest or spoil the mark. He didn't do that, right? Makes an unrealistic attempt. Didn't do that. Then it says permitted contact. Incidental contact in a marking contest will be permitted if the player's sole objection is to contest the ball. He did
Bravo.
that. So,
bravo to Starcevic and that.
No, look, I concede. Yeah, look, I haven't read the rule book to that extent, but at the same time, that whole memory should have gone back and kicked it, and we shouldn't even be fucking talking about that. And the better team won. That's all.
Yeah. No. Listen, at the end of the day, the thing I've got to say is probably 99 out of 100 times that would have been paid during the year.
Yeah, and it shouldn't, man. It shouldn't. Look, even if they don't fucking, even if they do make contact, and it doesn't matter, man. It's a shit rule. It's one of many shit rules in the AFL, man.
I agree. I reckon you got robbed. That was a disgraceful rule. You got absolutely robbed.
The reverse psychology it's not going to work, mate.
But if you talk to any Magpie supporter, Rocco, that's not the only time the umpires have robbed Collingwood in the same week either. Another perfect tally by the umpires in this year's Brownlow.
Yeah, but before you do that, we will get into that, right? But before you do that, we talk about that one free kick, yeah? And then this is the thing that gets me. You know, they'll pick on that one, but there's many during the game. Many. And I'll show you one here, right? This is too high. It wasn't paid. And then 5 seconds later, he gets the high and kicks a goal. So that turns the game too. So, you know, like I'm not picking on one or the other, but there's like 10 of these every game, mate. Yeah. Like it was just because it was at that moment, you know, where you know you would have been one goal behind and all that. But let's be serious, man. That wasn't going to make a difference to anyone. But I mean, they still end up in the next 4 goals.
Have I said in this stream since I've been on? Have I ever said we got robbed? We haven't. I totally concede.
You're also here as a representative of your
club. So what do you reckon about the Brownlow, guys?
Okay, with the Brownlow, I swear I haven't watched the Brownlow in fucking years. My missus has watched more Brownlows than me over the last few years.
The red card.
But Matt Rowell, on the eye test, I've only seen him play against us, really, but I know he's had a fantastic year, and he probably does deserve it. Yeah, he's a gun player, man. He deserves it. But having said that, I'll just say this, man: John Nichols, Lee Matthews, Kevin Bartlett, Jason Dunstall, Gary Ablett Senior. Mate, there's so many great players that never won one. So we should never whenever we're talking about how great a player is, we shouldn't back it up by saying, yeah, he won fucking 3, 4, 3, whatever. Means fuck all, man. It's a midfielder's award. It's a joke. It's all about the fucking dresses and shit. It goes on for too long. And yeah, I haven't watched it for years, man.
But if Saigon had won the other night, would you still be saying that?
Yeah, fucking oath. I don't care. I hope he never wins one, man. So we can keep trying to because deep down, if Nick really covets that award and he doesn't win one every year, it'll keep him hungry to play better to try and win one. But I couldn't give a shit, man, how many he wins, mate.
But it was beautiful, wasn't it, Mark? It was beautiful seeing Matty Rowell winning that and taking it away from Dacos, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's the beauty about ending more than anything else. But with the Brownlow, it is a bit of a joke at the moment. Look, I mean, nothing against Matty Rowell, mate. He's a fantastic player. I wouldn't say, he played well all year, but there was about a handful of games that he played in, and he had about 15 or 16 possessions, and he got Brownlow votes. He didn't get the 3, but he got 2 or 1 votes. So I don't know how that come aboard, but he got some votes for just having 15 possessions. Whether it's the best player, whether it's the fairest player, I don't know, but I think it needs to go. The umpires shouldn't be voting. You know, they can't even umpire fucking games these days, and you want to let them, create votes. So
who's voting for the Brownlow then, Mark?
Well, no, just keep it as maybe some past players, some players that have been out there that are retired. Maybe have a bit of a board, maybe six players, or even something that's somebody that's administration or that's been experienced in the football world, and just keep it to that. And they just review it. They watch the game, and then move away from the umpires.
It's been an umpires award for over 100 years now.
Well, move it.
Nobody ever had a problem until Nick Dacos started getting robbed. And I think people need to get this idea of the best part of it, or these stats, letting that get involved with it. It's always been, it's the same within everybody's club. It's the best and fairest. If anything, it should be the fairest and the best. And who are the best and the fairest people to actually adjudicate this? It would be the umpires. They're in the coalface. They don't just see what happens on the ball. They see what's off the ball. They see every time that Nick Dacos chirps at them, every time he thinks they've got a decision wrong. They see Matt Rao put his head down and play on.
No, it's true. And Dacos is a little bit of a whinger. He's always pointing at the umpires, asking for free kicks and that. So he doesn't take away. He's a great player. Let's not take that away.
And he's won a premiership
as well.
He's won a premiership.
Yeah,
Matt Rao was almost ineligible for the Brownlow this year via suspension of umpire contact. They were trying to bring that in.
Yeah,
it was number one target by leaps and bounds.
But this is what I got to say about the winner. See, this every year it comes up, right? No matter. Last year Cripper won it. Oh, too many votes. The year before someone else wins it. Oh, he should have won it. Like everyone's got an opinion. It's like arseholes. Everyone's got one, right? But at the end of the day, let's be serious, right? Is Matty Rowell a worthy winner?
Yes.
Then why are we even complaining? Like everyone's got their opinion about it. Like for us, for example, George Hewitt was our best player this year by far. He'll win our best and fairest, right? He'll win all the channels that have been giving their own votes and that. George Hewitt's won all of them, right? Patrick Cripps got 19 votes this year. He did not have a 19-vote year. I'll tell you right now, it's one of his worst years I've seen him play, right? So it is what it is, man. Like everyone gets votes here and there, but at the end of the day, was Paddy Cripps a worthy winner last year? Yes. Did he deserve 45? Who knows? It doesn't matter.
Yes.
If you take away the votes, let's take away all the votes and just give it to the winner. You're going to say, yeah, Matty Rowell was a good player. And the other thing about Matty Rowell and everyone complaining about Matty Rowell, I want to ask everyone, how many Matty Rowell games did you watch this year?
Almost all of them.
Did you?
Yeah. I watched a lot of footy this year.
Well, I don't watch a lot of Matty Rowell. So I know he's a good player and he's had a good year, but I don't know how great of a year it was. Like, let's be serious. I don't know how great of a year it was, but he's a worthy winner. He was in the top 5 to win the Brownlow. So he's there and about, you know what I mean? And how many times did the favourites win it? How many times?
Yeah.
Not many.
Very rarely. Yeah. Yeah.
Not
always.
for the last 3 years, I don't believe either.
So I don't think you should be looking at stats, because then that changes your view on who's the best player. And that's not necessarily the best player. If you get 40 from the back line and you're getting 15, 20 fucking handball receives, does that make you the best player? Or the bloke who got 16 hard balls in the middle and kicked the winning goal? Who's the better player? You know what I mean? So, Liam, you've been quiet. What do you reckon?
No, I think it just depends how people see the game, how the umpires see the game. As we've all agreed, Matty Rowell's a deserving winner. He's a gun. He's a good footballer. He played well. But I think it's all how people perceive and how people watch the game. Like we could all go watch a game tomorrow and then come back and be like, right, 5 of us give the votes. We could all have different votes because we'll see things differently. So that's how it works. The umpires see the game differently to how we see it. Don't need to go looking at stats or anything. It's purely what they think. If they believe and they come to a general consensus as a group, yep, he was the best on ground, he gets the 3 votes. Fair enough.
And there's already a coach's award, so there's already other awards, you know what I mean? Like, this is the umpires award, you know? And you know what's going to happen? Just say we do what Mark says, right? We get players, ex-players, and we get them, right? And then we get them in there, right? And then they make it, and then there's a winner. You know what you're going to do? You're going to go, oh, why is that player making a decision? Why have you got that person? No one's ever going to be happy with this, you know what I mean? Like, what is the proper system? Like Scotty said, it's been going for 100 years, right? It's an umpire. We know it's a midfielder. You have to be an extraordinary defender or fucking forward to win this. We know it's a midfielder.
That's the point, Rocco.
I know, but it won't change, Mark.
Did you watch the Brownlow?
No.
Did you watch the Brownlow? Liam, did you watch the Brownlow?
I did, yeah.
The whole lot?
Most of it, yeah.
Mick, did you watch the Brownlow?
No.
Scotty?
Yes. And even when I went out for a dart, I watched it on my phone.
Correct. maybe it's the young fellas at the moment, but us older blokes, we're not watching the Brownlow anymore, mate.
Was it even televised in your day?
It was televised, yes. Spot on, mate.
Yeah, but
popcorn, couple of beers.
It used to go quickly, man, and it never used to have all the bullshit attached to it. It was just bang the vote.
This year, to be honest,
it's not a spectacle, mate. The umpires can't even frigging get the umpiring decisions right on the ground, and they're going to put votes on for a Brownlow.
Exactly.
Maybe have a segment where it's got the coaches awards, the best fullback, the best full forward, the best coach, and just have a segment like that. And I reckon I would be watching something like that, to be honest, man.
But so you wouldn't have a Brownlow. You wouldn't have a Brownlow.
No,
it's called the AFL Players Award, Mark. It happened like 2 weeks ago.
An AFL Players Award.
Well, not AFL players, just whatever, another award. The best player, but it doesn't have to come from the umpire. All right, just the best player in the competition.
But you can't, Mark. I disagree with you. It's been going for 100 years, man. Just like we've got the other awards, we've already got it. But we've already got those awards. We've got coaches awards, players.
Well, just have those on the night. Have those awards on the night.
They do.
Okay. What I was disappointed about is what the goal of the year, the nomination for the goal of the year. Very disappointed that Nate Caddy from the Essendon Football Club was not even nominated for the goal of the year. Fantastic.
What, the one that he kicked over his head?
Mate.
Mark, I've got one for you, Mark. So
you give it to Noah Anderson, another Gold Coast player.
Mark, do you know who actually selects the finalists in the goal and the mark of the year?
Well, all right, the umpires.
It's the All-Australian Selection Committee, a selection of past players and personalities that have gone through. They've checked every single goal, every single mark, and they've selected those 3 as the best goal of the year. And guess what? They didn't pick Nate Caddy. Yeah. But if they were picking the conciliatory best player award, then you'd be happy with that.
Be careful. You're contradicting me, mate. All right?
You're contradicting yourself.
Well,
you're just contradicting yourself. You say you want past players and that, and then they are involved in a decision, and you didn't like it.
So why don't they make the decisions for the Brownlow then?
You know why? Because there aren't any former Essendon players on the All-Australian selection panel.
You didn't even like the decision of the goal, and now you want to give that responsibility.
Who won the goal of the year? Who won the goal of the year? Noah
Anderson.
From where? From who?
Gold Coast.
Who won the Brownlow?
Matt Rowell. Is this some kind of conspiracy, Mark? From Gold Coast, a team owned by the AFL. And it's actually no, Mark, because in Matt Rowell's acceptance speech, he spent the first 20 minutes of his speech purely talking about Carlton because the AFL run media knew that all the Victorian viewers would tune off the second that a player from Queensland won it. So they had to spend the first half of his speech talking about the Mighty Blues. I got you, Mark.
This is a bloody conspiracy
Do you
theory.
know what the
I
worst
like
thing was,
this.
though? Do you know what the worst thing was? Was when
He didn't even mention
they
Dimmer.
went up there. No, they went up there and they apologized to Nick Dacos. Matt Rouse.
Oh yeah, that was. They did the same thing last year, man. Don't worry. He's the Brownlow cuck, man. They got to turn to him sitting in the corner and say, "I hope you enjoyed watching that, mate," because he's throwing out back shots all over you.
Yeah, that wound me up.
I'm loving this. I'm loving how we the conspiracy. What's this? The Gold Coast City. The two greatest teams in the past 20 years do battle. As a Collingwood supporter, I'm not sure about the headline. What would Clarko and Hawthorn think about this? Fake news. I don't understand what that means.
Talking about the stream title, the two greatest teams.
Oh, all right, fair enough. Yeah. Well,
in the last,
I think the two best sides in 2025 are playing in the grand final.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe 2025.
No, I love it.
The last 20 years it would be.
I was thinking just quickly before we wrap up the Brownlow talk, I wanted to ask the rivals a question.
Oh.
Who from your club, who do you believe your next Brownlow winner will be?
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, we'll start with an easy one, Mick.
Yeah, the obvious, Nick. Yep. Go.
Rocco?
Probably if Walsh is fit and firing, I reckon Walsh would be our best chance to win one.
Absolutely. My goat. Liam?
I mean, Tim Taranto.
I was surprised Taranto got fuckloads of votes.
He got
Tim Taranto, he was not predicted to get a single vote all year.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised how many he got, but I didn't think he was going to get a couple in a few games. But it's got to be one of our young guys. Maybe we'll go with the number one pick. We'll go with Lawler. He'll be next.
Yeah, Lawler's a good young kid.
He'll get that.
And Mark,
who's
next? Who will be playing? Who's playing for Essendon from 2026 onwards? That'll be
There'll be no players.
Well, exactly what Liam was saying. It could be one of our first high draft picks, number 4, number 5, number 6. So, it's a hard question there, Scotty, mate. I know you're trying to get
right at the moment, forget about who you're going to pick up. Like, just answer the question. Who do you think is your best?
I want to answer the question, Rocco. Zach Merritt.
You go, but you're going, I don't know if it's 4, 5, 6. Like, that's next year. He's talking about now.
Now or next year, 2026 onwards. Zach Merritt might not be there.
Well, he will be there. So Zach Merritt, or maybe our number 4, 5, or 6 draft pick in the next year or so.
Hey, last week you were comparing Archie Perkins to Cam Rayner. Why doesn't he get a shout out?
Yeah. Well, no, not right now. Not right now.
Well, you said no that Cam Rayner is like Archie Perkins. Sorry, I got it the other way around.
Yep, that's right. So give maybe Archie another probably 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, I'll give him another fucking 15 years.
You never know. If you stand out in a shit side like Paddy Cripps, it's probably easy to pick up votes.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. That's easy, man. 100%, man. Yeah, no, that's a good one. Yeah. So you got no one, you're saying, Mark. That's what you're saying.
Zach Merritt.
Oh, Merritt. But he won't even be there. He'll be at Hawthorn next year.
What makes you say that?
Zach Merritt.
I hope he stays. I hope he stays.
He had the captain's lunch dinner. They were already sold tickets for that, and he bailed on it.
Let him go. Let them do what they got to do, mate. We're not there. We're not involved. We're not presidents. We're not managers. Just let them do what they got to do, and we'll wait and see next year.
Wait and see in about 2 weeks' time, actually, Mark.
My question would be to the boys here and the viewers is that should the draft picks take 2 weeks to make decisions? Like, it takes what, two weeks now? What is it, 2.5 weeks before people trade and so forth?
Trade period's up to about 2 weeks. Draft night's like 2 nights.
Sorry, yeah. Well, sorry.
Yeah,
my
the
apologies.
trade period.
The trade.
What's the trade period go from? I don't think it goes for 2 weeks. I think it's under 2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's
10
about 2
days
weeks.
or so.
2 weeks, would say.
10 days.
Do you
Well,
think,
how
do you
long
think
do you
they should
want
be shortened? Well, do you think it should be shortened? Because, most decisions are made on the last day anyway. So, is it all about, the media and us, listening to it and waiting for something to happen? Or should it be done within, say, 3 to 5 days?
I think the process has become so complicated in some aspects that there's not enough time in a week just to get a lot of these done. Unless they're doing 24-hour days, midnight deals. I think 2 weeks is reasonable. The season's over, really.
Okay.
I kind of agree with Mark. I reckon it goes way too long, and I reckon some of those deals are made and they just wait till the end because it's all part of the media. I kind of agree with them. I reckon maybe a week, 7 days, and we can get over and done with in a week, or 5 days, maybe 6 days. Do they? I don't think they do it on the weekend, do they?
Not officially, no.
No. But they do their thing. Yeah, I reckon like 7 days. I don't know. Yeah, maybe get it over. I'm sure all their deals are getting made now, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but I feel like there'd be some moves that kind of happen during the period, like during that 2 weeks, to unlock.
So you got to wait for other stuff to happen before you can do stuff.
Right? Yeah. If Geelong wants to get Charlie, they may have to go and make another deal first before they can come back and give you what you want.
100%.
And that may take a little bit. That's where some stuff takes a little bit extra time. Because it's not just as simple.
You have characters like Dodoro in the past that would just troll the league and just wait to the absolute last minute just to say no.
But to be fair, there'll be some deals that get done straight away, like the free agency ones.
Yeah.
Like some of those we already know pretty much going to happen straight away.
I'll tell you now, if Charlie Curnow goes, right, because he's probably the biggest one at the moment, right, it won't happen till the end. It won't happen till the last day.
No. Too many moving pieces.
Yeah, and they'll make sure it doesn't happen, until the last day, So
my issue, Rocco, with the Curnow trade, and it's probably, realistically, if it were going to happen, it would be a multi-club deal. But for Curnow, I hate that. It's like, no, you want allegedly our best player. You deal with us. I don't want fucking North Melbourne's first round, or actually they don't have a first round pick. I don't want Footscray's first rounder and Neil Madanam's future second and all this shit. No, you want Charlie. You got to lose something and you have to fucking lose it. You're not giving it to someone else in a roundabout way. We halfway get what we want. You deal with us, bitch.
The problem is with that kind of move is someone like a Charlie wants to go apparently to Geelong, right? What are they going to give us?
So then what? Like, who has to do all the fucking grunt work so Geelong get the perfect player for Geelong who are already
I don't know. Do we have to do it or do they have to do it?
They obviously have to do it, but it's like no, Geelong, you got to fucking come to the table. Don't go into the back rooms, You come to us and you tell us. You got to give us. We're losing a lot more than what you're gaining.
I agree. The ball's in our court. So there you go.
Yeah.
The king, Joe Lutzer.
It goes 8 days. So Joe Lutzer all the way from Bangkok. He says that, and Oz reckons it goes from the 6th to the 15th, which is what, 9 days, 10 days?
Yeah.
No, that's 9 days, 10 days. Yeah. So it's about 2 weeks. Yeah. So to tell you the truth, I don't even listen to it. I just catch the updates at the end of the day, man. I don't really care, if something gets done. What happened last year? I think last year for the first 4 or 5 days, 6 days, nothing happened. There was like zero. There was like 1 or 2 little moves, and nothing
just
happened.
Just on the radio, something to listen to.
Charlie's chasing premierships won't get a Carlton. I'll just tell you something, Ronnie. I'll give you one name, Nathan Buckley. Just be careful what you go and chase, man, because it might not just happen. But you don't know what team is going to be up next year. Like, you might want to go to like a Geelong. Does that guarantee you're going to get a premiership? You know, it doesn't guarantee you nothing. I mean, so you just got to be careful trying to chase premierships. I mean, other players have done it too, and they've got nothing. You know, so
yeah, I know this shit's still 2 weeks away, and I know Kerno's like the biggest one, but I'm interested in some of the names that are now starting to bubble up, like Petrarca even potentially being up there, and like Jamara Ugle-Hagan. Forgot he existed. Fuck no. If I was Andrew Dillon, I would instantly give Footscray end of first round compensation pick and bar Ugle-Hagan from playing AFL for 2 years.
That's a good point.
I would not let him. I wouldn't let him fuck off into semi-obscurity somewhere else. Sorry, Mick.
No, you're right. I'm just agreeing with you. Yeah, that's a good point.
Thanks. Thanks.
I don't want him. I don't even want to look at someone like that. We're trying to get rid of the shit. I don't need that in my club, man. Like, seriously, that bloke had more chances than anyone, man, and he's still fucking it all up. And he's a big talent, but yeah, you wouldn't take him either, Liam?
Nah, it's the same as what I was saying to you guys about picking up Elijah Hollins. Yeah, good player, but not worth the risk.
I agree. So it's gonna be interesting. Have you got your mate Lucas? Is he going to come on soon?
Bruh, is he not? Hang on.
Because we need Lucas. Because I want to get into.
He's probably still partying after the prelim.
Yeah, I want him to get on.
He messaged me 10 minutes ago. Hang on.
We're going to preview that grand final that's coming up.
Yeah.
The other thing, while I got you there, the other thing I'm going to talk about is the concussion rule, and now Stuart missing out on the grand final. So everyone talked about that. What do you think should happen? Maybe start with you, Liam.
About the concussion rule, or should they have like the grand final bye?
Well, they both go hand in hand, don't they?
Yeah. That's you know, the concussion rule has to stay at 12 days. That's fair. That's how it works. Unfortunately for Tom Stewart, he's going to miss the grand final, which is not good. We don't want to see it. Do we bring in the grand final bye? I don't know. I don't think so. I think if you're looking at Geelong, so they've played the qualifying final, then they have a week off. They play a prelim, they have another week off. They play 3 games in 5 weeks. Is that really the preparation that they want? I don't know. I don't think so. I understand why it would be good. I think if the AFL was smarter with how they plan things, they could make the bye week a big event. I think maybe James Brayshaw, JB, I think he was saying it. Like, you know, you could have all the state league finals on that bye week. You know, you could have some big matchups in the women's game go that week, really make an event out of it. But I just think it's too long of a break before a big game, and it kind of cuts the momentum as well. Like since those prelim finals, we've all been excited. We all watched. It's coming this week. This has been a great week, but now I have to wait an extra week for it to come. I've got to wait 2 weeks for the biggest game of the season. I'm not a fan of it. What do you guys think?
That's true, Liam. I think especially with the last couple of years of this revelation around Gather Round, I don't see why they can't pull their fucking finger out of their ass and make actually the biggest game of the footy year that's in Melbourne a pure footy carnival for that whole week. Instead of just putting them on fucking boats and sending them down the shitfield Yarra, like have a bit more respect for the game, for the players, and really revving people up, because you can say what you want if you're from fucking WA or Sydney or Brisbane or whatever. We all know the home of footy's in fucking Melbourne, mate, and we own footy at the very least for this week. So
imagine, like, you're absolutely right. You know what I mean? Like, imagine having it in a state like Adelaide, for example. Wouldn't that be a bloody place having it? Of course, Melbourne's the home of footy, isn't it? Imagine having it in bloody Geelong. That would be a shithole, wouldn't it? That place over there, that's a shithole too, man. So talking about shitholes, right? Hey, here we go, Lucas. How are you, mate?
How you doing, Rocco? How you doing, Scotty? Mark, Liam, and Mick. How you doing?
G'day.
Good to see you.
Better now see you, Lucas.
This is almost like the emergency meeting tonight, so we're going to do that. So I thought we'll bring him in, and then we'll talk about the grand final coming up. But before we go, were you just talking about Stuart and missing out on the grand final and that week's rest? When should they have it? Should he be allowed? What do you think about that? Because it's going to, it affects you the most this week, doesn't it?
Yeah, affects our team the most. No, the rule's a rule. We made it quite clear. Also, the AFL made it quite clear if you get concussed, you will miss a week. What I don't like is that there's no bye between the prelim and the grand final. I hate the bye, the pre-finals bye. I hate that. I think that's got to go. I think that's a waste of time. Just kills all momentum from the last round to the first week of the finals. I'm not a fan of it. I'd rather have that bye moved from prelim to grand final, in my opinion. But with Tom Stewart, it's sad. We actually do need him this week. But that's the rule. You get concussed, you miss a week. And I don't think Geelong or the AFL should try to bend that rule just because of Tom Stewart, with all due respect.
But can we change that rule there, Mr. Lucas? Can we change that? The player maybe and possibly can sign a clause to say that I am fit to play, and whatever happens from there, it's the player's responsibility, because he's missing out on the grand final, mate. It's going to happen year and year again. So maybe there should be a clause.
There can be a clause. There can be a clause all you want, but the fact of the matter is that if that does happen, and then Tom Stewart later has head trauma problems, well, then we're opening up a can of fish.
A concussion, it's not just he's pulled his hammy and needs an extra week to recover. A concussion's a brain injury. It's taken us this far just to get to the 12-day break.
Yeah, I just think
it's the player's own discretion, maybe responsibility to say, this is my opportunity to play in the grand final. Would you do it, Scotty?
I'll give you an example.
No, because if Marbior Chol, and this is an understated, this is like a forgotten story. Marbior Chol, he got off for his 3-week suspension, but if he was suspended for 1 week, and then the guy who he's concussed is just like, you know what, I'll put my hand up and I will bravely play in a grand final. Like, how's that supposed to work then?
What you're saying,
you can't just the emotion of the situation.
For the player.
Mark, I know what you're saying, but you're 100% wrong here, because I'll tell you why you're 100% wrong. Because people are stupid, right? Listen to me, you're wrong. People are stupid, right? If you tell any player, are they okay? I mean, look at in our days. They couldn't even walk, and they go, you're all right, and they would go back on the ground. A player will always play. So what you've got to do now, you've got to bring in rules to protect these players, because they're too dumb, right? Yeah. So what happens is, I'll give you an example, right? On a motorbike, should you be allowed not to wear a helmet?
Of course not. You have to wear a helmet. It's just stupid.
You should be allowed not to wear a helmet, but people know that people are stupid and they will get killed. So what they say is, you have to wear a helmet. Same with a seatbelt. People won't wear a seatbelt, but we have to enforce laws to keep them safe. Like, we have to enforce the law to keep you safe. Not you, but the player. It's the same with this. We have to enforce this rule, because I guarantee, if you give Stewart the opportunity to play, he will play. But if he gets knocked in the head again, right, then what? See, you've got to protect him. You've got to make the rules to protect him.
Yeah.
Well, the club and the AFL themselves.
If he has another head injury, he goes to the AFL in season, like players have done in the past.
Yeah, and they do. They do. Like, you're right, Mark. There is an element where the AFL will protect themselves, but so do the government in you wearing a helmet. Because people are stupid. They'll do dumb things. We've got to almost say, no. You got to push the button to walk the street. You got to make sure the little green man's on. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or else
I'll get it. It's just more an opinion of the player.
I know what you're saying, but
it's still a player putting himself above the team as well because he's still compromised. It's like when Scotty Pendlebury popped his calf in the warm-up. He could have pulled himself out at any point. Still played the game, still fucked off in the first 5 minutes and seriously ruined their chances of winning that game. Tom Stewart takes even a slight bump or falls down the first 5 minutes of a grand final after putting his hand up and saying, "I'll bravely put my hand up. Yes, I will." Take the chance of somebody else to stand up in adversity and rip this flag off of Brisbane and loses it for him because he decided to be a big man. I don't see the point in it. No.
100% agree with you. 100%.
Yeah. My question for Lucas though is, why are you even worried about Tom Stewart being out? All I've read all week is that you have his exact clone in a surprising one, Zach Guthrie of all people. Do you actually believe one bit of that?
I don't, but Zach Guthrie does play well when Tom Stewart's not there. He's a very good intercept marker. There was the Port game last year in the the qualifying final where Tom Stewart did not play. He was actually very good in that game. So he does play better, but that's probably position-wise. If Tom Stewart wasn't there, Guthrie would get that spot permanently. I think it's a better spot for him, but you're not going to push out Tom Stewart just as Zach Guthrie. So I'll buy into a little bit, but Tom Stewart is the way better player. It'll be a huge loss, especially against Brisbane's tall forward line. I said this with Bo on my show, and shout out to Bo if he's watching. If Tom Stewart, if they were playing Collingwood, I don't think it would be as much as a loss as they would be playing Brisbane, because Collingwood are dependent on medium to small forwards. So it is a huge loss because it's against Brisbane, that's all forward line. But Guthrie will step up because he'll be playing in a position that it's better for him anyway. But that doesn't mean he's the better player. Tom Stewart's the far better player. It's just that, Guthrie just plays better in Tom Stewart's position than what he does in his own position.
He's definitely going to be a loss. Do you agree with Andy from the Monday Blues?
What did he say? I didn't see it.
Do you see it on the screen, Lucas?
Oh, F you call it.
Oh my God.
Well,
really?
I would
let you answer that. Would you?
Yeah, I would have.
There you go. Well, while we got you there, there was a preliminary, pretty simple, 115 to 85. You pretty much had them. They kept trying to come back, but it's unfair because you were allowed to recruit Superman, and Dangerfield just decided to go, you know what? I've seen him do it a few times this year where he goes, look, I've had enough. I've had enough of this shit. Right, it's time to take over, and that's exactly what he did. Right, Andy gets 10% for that comment. Yeah. So
can I ask a question? Can I ask a question to Geelong dude? Sorry, what was your name, man?
Lucas. Yeah.
Lucas, can you see Danger doing that 2 weeks in a row?
I can't. No. Look, that effort, that'd be the last thing I would have predicted for him to have a game like that, because he hasn't for a while. Now, he's capable of that, but that was early in the year. Now, if you remember early in the year, he was in All-Australian. There was talk about him being an All-Australian, but then he's gone off. He hasn't played bad, but he's back to his average ways he has been last 2 years. But that game, at his age, just inside ball, just trying to get the hard ball gets on the ground. I haven't seen that from Dangerfield in a long time, that game. Arguably it's his best game.
So look, Lucas, it really put things into perspective because, for us, we love Carlton, we love Paddy Cripps. We know he's the best contested player of all time until I fucking had to sit and watch that. There's stuff that he was doing that it was like a pure force of will. Not even just such a physically imposing person on the field. He just knew what he had to do, and there was nothing from stopping him.
No, correct. He had to have a game like that, because if he doesn't have a game like that, Hawthorn probably win. He led from start to finish, Patrick Dangerfield, and the way he did it was unbelievable. I was in shock awe. I could not believe what he was doing. Every time that ball hit the ground and he was near it, he would just dive on top of it, get it out, find a teammate. The disposal under pressure is what amazed me even more, because he was under constant pressure, but he found a teammate. He always found a teammate, which is so hard to do when you're under so much constant pressure. On the game itself, I was a little bit worried in the first quarter because we lost Tom Stewart. Then we lost, if you remember, we lost Jack Henry. I thought, oh my God, we're going to lose to these. We're going to lose to these rivals. I cannot believe it. What can go wrong has gone wrong. But as I said, Dangerfield stepped up. Bailey Smith stepped up. Max Holmes and Bailey Smith had a great game. But it's because Danger had his game. That doesn't get talked about. Cameron and Neil had a quiet game, which was even more pleasing. We won.
They kicked goals when they needed to. They stood up when they had to. Yeah.
So if you said to me Cameron and Neil only combined for 4 goals, and Geelong win, that's a huge bonus, a huge tick. Because if you said that to me pre-game, I'd probably think Hawthorn win. So to do it without needing Cameron to kick 5 or Neil to kick 3, that was a huge tick. But I didn't predict Dangerfield to have that game, to be honest. And to mix it question, I don't see that happening this week. I don't see him having another game like that.
I actually can see it. I think he's going to lift again. He's extraordinary player. What Scotty said, I was watching it too, and I'm going, Cripper, he's a fucking fantastic player, man. But he could never do what Danger did that day. He could never do it, man. It was just a different level, man. He's got this, as I said, Cripper's contested beast and that, but Danger's got that skill, man. He's got that power, skill, and you just see it now. I could see him do it. He could almost win the Norm Smith this week, man. He's a star, man. He's going to go out fucking like a star, man.
I'm glad you brought that up, Rocco. I think if they do win the flag and he wins as Premiership captain, I think he's retiring. I think that'll be his last game. I genuinely believe that. He's got a year left on his contract, but I think he's so motivated to win as Premiership captain. I think he'll just pack it up. That's my belief. I
completely forget that Joel Selwood was even your captain in 22, to be honest with you. Dangerfield has just always seemed like Geelong's captain to me.
Yeah. No, he's our spiritual leader, Dangerfield. And you put in games like that at age, I think, 35. That's just Superman effort. No, he does a lot for the club behind the scenes you don't get to see. Yeah, at times his opinions can be a little bit stupid. Sometimes I think we can all agree with that. But what he's done for Geelong is legendary. He'll go down as a club legend for sure.
He does all those fishing charters free of charge. I saw he won a Ford Mustang given to him by Gerard Whateley on 360 the other night. He does a lot outside of the club too for the people,
Yeah.
Before we go on, Oz, thanks, mate. Member for 13 months. I'm happy to be JP member. Colin will lose in the prelim. Is good. No regrets. You were wrong, and you know it. Lions to win the grand final. So, yes. And he did also. Thanks for the $2. Thank you very much. You missed my highlights. I didn't miss your highlights. I've just got a system, me putting them up. There's got to be a timing about putting them up. But we'll get into while you're there. This is where we all want to be this week. But unfortunately, we don't see it too often. The grand final Saturday. I've been looking forward to all the finals, but this one definitely looking forward to. Geelong Cats, Brisbane Lions, Saturday. Yep, sit back, barbecue, watch this game. We'll be watching it a little bit more relaxed than Lucas will. But give us I'll get everyone's thoughts on this game and what you think. We'll start with you, Lucas. You're the man. Your team's in it.
My thoughts are, well, if you, historically, grand finals have not been close. I think there's only a couple in the last 10 years that have been really close. Collingwood and Brisbane, Collingwood and West Coast. but the rest have been blowouts. I don't see this being a blowout. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. Now, if you remember the first qualifying final, I said that Brisbane would be a close game, and I think, Geelong will win by a couple of goals. I didn't predict that result, but I think this will be a lot closer, whether Lockie Neal plays or not, whether he's 100% or not. I still think it'll be a very close game. Brisbane, they're very explosive at times. They showed last week against Collingwood, they showed that. That explosiveness, and I was thought, you know what, this is the Brisbane I don't really want to play, because they had to come back once. Brisbane, for some reason, their third quarters in finals, they just do extraordinary things. They did it to us in the prelim final last year in that third quarter. They blew us away a bit. So they definitely have the explosive power to put 6 goals in about 6 minutes. And if they do that, well, that's game over, isn't it?
100%. And before you go, you're not going to the grand final. Make sure you join Bocek. He is doing a watch along. So instead of having those ridiculous commentators on there just absolutely talking rubbish, you put the grand final on, you put the volume down, and you watch Bocek just give you a play-by-play view of the whole game and his little little funny comments during the game. So make sure you join. That'll be on the Jumper Punch. Make sure you join him on the watch along. Yeah,
I tell you what. On Bocek, I had him on my show on Monday. Yes. He was absolutely fantastic. He was fantastic, Bo. Really do appreciate. I have a lot of time for him. He's a very good person. Trying to get you on my show, Rocco, next, if that can happen.
You just give me a call, and I am at your command. I'll do anything you want me to do, man. Anything, any sort of help, I'll definitely jump on. I
said this to Bo on my show on Monday. I get a lot more support from a rival club than the Hoop Crew. So that's a bit amusing. So thanks for making me feel welcomed. But that's my general thoughts on that game. I think this will be very close. I think Geelong probably need to put them away early as they can. I don't see that happening, but I just think probably Geelong by 4 or 5 points. I think it'll be very close. It won't be a blowout. That's my general thought.
Very good. Before you go, just thanks, Ronnie, for the $10, man. You're a star. Collingwood supporter, star, for jumping on. Thanks for the great banter. Big fan of the show. I'll be watching Bada Bing, Rocco, hoping Geelong will win. Make sure everyone watches. Have you subscribed, Lucas, to my new channel?
Not your new channel. No, this one I have. But no, if you send me the link,
the link
is in the description.
The link is in the description. Okay. Make sure you subscribe. Monday is my first video. Get on there. No, but thanks, Ronnie. Thanks for all the support. Yeah, keep going, guys, man. Who's next, man? What about you, Mark? What do you think about this grand final?
Oh, the grand final this Saturday afternoon, the weather's going to be fantastic. 18 degrees and sunny. So I think it's going to be a crackerjack game. I think Geelong, they're probably a little bit more settled and experienced. And I think they'll get over the line. But if it was a twilight grand final, I'd be putting a few bucks on Brisbane. But unfortunately, it's
because of the time zone difference. Like, what the fuck does that make a difference?
Look, Brisbane tend to play pretty good football at night. So if it was a twilight game, I think Geelong would be in front at half time, and then Brisbane will come back and beat them. But unfortunately, that's not the case. That's why, Scotty, I'll be going for Geelong. They're a bit more settled, and it's going to be a fantastic afternoon. A couple of snags on the barbie.
Before we go on to Liam, right? Did you say Geelong's got more experience? You know that Brisbane, this is their third consecutive grand final.
Yeah, I think the Geelong Football Club are a bit more settled. Like I was saying, Rocco, they're a bit more settled and experienced. Okay, so I just believe
experience. It's their third grand final.
Well, that's
in a row.
Yeah, okay, but they're a bit more settled. Geelong, they're a bit more settled. And they've got the same experience as Brisbane, of course. But I just think during the day, a Saturday afternoon, Geelong will get the points. But if it was a twilight, for some particular reason, I believe that the Brisbane Lions would have momentum.
You know what? You can't get this nowhere. These conspiracy theories, the way you come up, you can't get this nowhere. Nowhere.
That's my opinion, Rocco.
You know what I just did? I'd actually check what cycle the moon's going to be on Saturday night to see if that might make a difference.
Mark, the amount of stuff that comes out of your mouth, Mark, my God. I was trying not to rile you up this week, but, mate, come on. You can't be serious.
It happens in football now, mate. It happens in football. If you change the momentum, it's all about momentum. And if, the lights are coming on and it's half-time, that team
So
might
you're
just
saying
kick on.
if it was twilight, though, you're saying that Geelong will probably win those first 2 quarters, but once it ticks over to past 6 p.m., then Brisbane it's their game from that point on.
Once the lights come on, because I believe Brisbane play better football at night. So if it was a night,
Mark, how do Essendon go in the twilight, Mark? Well, what's their preferred time?
They don't know. They play under a fucking roof.
Irrelevant. It's irrelevant at the moment. I'm talking about what if it was a night grand final? To me, I'd look at it differently again. I'd probably look at Brisbane a little bit more, but it's not. It's during the day, and I think at the MCG, Geelong will be a bit more settled in the conditions.
What if it was a 9 a.m. The grand final? Mark, who are you picking?
9 a.m.
Yeah.
Now we're getting a little bit carried away here, Lucas. This is
sorry, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. You're lucky that I'm going for Geelong, because I tell you what, they're starting to become a bit of a geriatric side at the moment too, mate. So
Geelong was the geriatrics in 22, but they're like an unrecognisable side now. In 2 years, they've completely changed their playing list.
They've made the grand final. They need to win and take the flag. Otherwise, be careful, Geelong. All right?
No. Well, at least we get to win the grand final, Mark. You haven't done that since the year 2000.
That is another segment for maybe next year, Lucas. Another segment for next year, mate, because we can't do it tonight, mate.
What about Liam? Liam,
what
do you reckon about this?
Look, since it's played at the MCG, I'll tip Geelong. But I think if it was played at the Gabba, Brisbane would win.
Oh, you go.
Look, it's going to be a ripping game, to be honest. I'm really excited for this one. I think it's the 2 best teams from the year going head to head. I'm sticking with Brisbane because I've been backing them all year through, so I'm going to stick with them for this last game. But yeah, I don't know. I think the thing is, you guys only played 3 weeks ago, and you did a really good job. Like you dominated them, to be honest. It'll be interesting to see how things work. So something like the Mullen tag on McCluggage. McCluggage was a gun the other night. He was probably best on against Collingwood. So you're going to have to go for that again, but they're gonna know it's coming, so they're gonna be more prepared for it. It'll be interesting to see how stuff like that goes. Jeremy Cameron, I think, could be a big one for you. For a guy who won the Coleman, he kind of goes a bit quiet against the big teams, in my opinion. But if he can get onto a few, it'll definitely change it. The other thing about the qualifying final I did want to mention, it's happened 4 times where the teams were matched up in that first week, that qualifying final, and then played in the grand final. The 4 times it's happened, the team that lost has come out and won the grand final.
Ooh.
So that's a stat that I'm working with. So
Liam, I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah, but what time of the day was the qualifying final played?
And what was the Tide doing? And what was the Tide doing that day? Like what? You've got to get all these stats in. How do we know, mate?
Older horoscope things. I'm all about that.
Yeah, and what exactly where was the moon? Exactly.
Just one thing I've seen in the comments as well, going back to your comment, Mark, didn't Geelong beat them at night time last time?
Yeah.
So yeah, but it wasn't a twilight game. It wasn't a twilight. It was just a night game.
This.
You said if it was night, then Brisbane would definitely take it over. Anyway, let's move on. Mick, how are you, mate? You've been there quietly. What do you reckon about you? You could have been there, but you're not because you're really shit. But what do you reckon about this game? The Geelong and the Brisbane. You played Brisbane. When did you play Geelong last? Well, I think you've seen them pretty close in the last month.
We played them. We played him in the middle of the year. Do you remember when Chris had that shot after the Siren and he shanked it?
Yeah,
and,
Chris, yeah.
Yes, I do remember that. I've actually got that on loop. I've got that on loop on my phone.
It was a great game, and Danger had a very similar game to his prelim game. He really turned it on in that last quarter, and that's why I think he can do it 2 weeks in a row. I can't wait for this game. I reckon it's going to be an absolute ripper. Two deserving teams, and I'll be barracking for the Lions because I want Geelong to creep up with that premiership tally towards the 16 that the three great clubs share that record. But I do think Geelong is going to win, man, and I'm tipping Geelong by about 25, even though I'm barracking for the Lions, but my brain says Geelong. And I reckon it'll be a ripper. I just want to ask quickly with Lucas McCluggage. He's the man. Who's going to get him? Who's going to stop him?
Well, Ocean Mellon. I said this last week on the show. I think he's the best tagger in the game. He did an outstanding job on Jai Newcomb again. He did he did a good job on Dacos in the second half when they played Collingwood. When he was tagging McCluggage the first time, he kept him under 25 touches. So there's no doubt that Ocean Mellon will do it again. Well, whether he keeps him under 25 is remains to be seen, but he'll tag. I think he will tag McCluggage. If Neil does play, Neil always gets 30 against us anyway, regardless if we tag him or not. So I'm not too bothered with that one. But McCluggage, when he plays well, Brisbane actually do really well. That five games in a row that they won the back end of the year, McCluggage was outstanding in those 5 games, brilliant. So no doubt Ocean Mellon will go to him again. Whether he keeps him under 25, that's another conversation because you did say they'll be more prepared this time for that. But no, I'm confident Ocean Mellon can get the job done with Hugh McCluggage. But no, you're right. I think he's been their best player. He's their most informed player, McCluggage. If you can shut him down, then you win. We managed to do that the first game, and if we do it again in the grand final, we'll go a long way in winning this game.
100%. And I just had like 60 odd people squint at the screen when I put up that comment, and maybe.
Just a quick one, Lucas. How many flags have you won in the history, Geelong?
How many flags?
How many flags?
Someone should look it up.
13,
only the people that have the most actually care about that stuff.
Yeah.
The rest is worry about
we don't have the most. But what I can tell you this, Mick, is that
anyone in the chat is a 10, is it?
No one's won more flags than us since the year 2000. I think Hawthorn and Geelong, we share that since the year 2000. So this century, no one's won more than us. But Brisbane can change that. If Brisbane win it, that'd be 5. So, yeah.
They've probably been the best side in the 2000s, Brisbane, if you think about it. If they win this one, it's 5. It's fucking very close. I mean, it's between Brisbane and probably Geelong and Hawthorn, maybe the top 3 there. So that's good. And Scotty?
I agree with Lucas. I think it's going to be a close one. When you look at previous years when it's been a belting, at least one of the teams has had to really fight hard coming back to win a prelim and kind of spend all their tickets in that regard. So they both won pretty comfortably in their respective prelims. And not necessarily that they match up very well, but it's very much the incredibly competent role players of Geelong against just the fucking freaks at Brisbane.
Yeah.
And, well, you also look at the coaching department. You have Chris Scott and Chris Fagan, man. Like, it's hard to say where exactly each team could win. Only at the end of the day, footy wins. That's all you can really ask for, man. Like that, it's just going to be a cracker game. There's no way it can't be.
Yeah, I reckon it's about who. I know this sounds very, like cliche, but it's whoever takes their moments. I reckon there's going to be moments in that game. Whoever takes it, I reckon. Brisbane missed a lot of goals in the prelim. They started pretty, and they're known for that. But I reckon it's just who takes the moments. This is a 50-50 game. And tell you the truth, I don't really care who wins or loses. It doesn't affect me.
The only thing I get a bit of the heebie-jeebies about is Lockie Neal. I know everyone keeps pumping him up, saying he's good to go, but he's just done it. He's had that same injury a couple times now, and You know who I love and who we need, what kind of player, Scotty, we need at our club? We need a Luke Hodge, right? Because they asked him, I saw it today, they asked him if he was playing and Lockie Neal came in and played. Did you hear what he said? He goes, mate, I would be sitting on him and I'd be knocking him into his leg for the whole game until he falls over, and that's exactly what. If he plays, I think that's exactly what you've got to do, man. You've got to do whatever you can. Do you think any Brisbane forward would give a fuck about Jack Henry's ankle?
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And just quickly, guys, with Rocco and Mora, I think there was a comment there about getting your facts right. I'll tell you a fact right now. Last week, Collingwood and Brisbane, twilight game. Collingwood 7 goals 1, Brisbane 4 goals 6 at half time. After half-time, Brisbane kicked 11 goals. We're out to twilight. So there's a fact there. Sorry, Rocco, but there was a bit of a comment there. So
when you build up stats, you can't just build stats on one game.
Well, I'm just saying that if it was, I would have gone towards Brisbane for the twilight game.
But that's a one-off.
Going on that stat. Okay, going on that stats.
Speaking of stats,
going on your theory, we won our last game. We should never lose a game again because our last game we played so well and we played on the ground. It doesn't make sense.
Well, I just wanted to prove that stat about maybe going for Brisbane.
We'll see.
Speaking of stats, Mick asked me how many flags have we won. I said 13, 14. I gave them a little bit too much credit. We won 10, so we won actually half of our premierships this decade.
Jeez, only 10. Wow.
Yeah.
I would have had more.
10, mate.
So I gave them a little bit more credit than what they had won.
Don't forget what was it? The handbaggers. They had their drought.
What goes around comes around, Lucas. Mate. What goes around comes around, mate. That's all right. Enjoy it while you can. Buddy.
Yeah. Actually, a follow-up question from last week, Lucas, because obviously you guys didn't lose the prelim. But if you guys just get fucking flogged on Saturday, is the same pressure on Chris Scott from you?
Oh, yes.
Well, it would be if we got flogged. That would be unacceptable. That would be unacceptable regardless if you won 10 flags or not. I'm a very passionate fan. I want us to win every game. Now, we're not going to win every game. That's never going to happen. But I want what's best for my club, and if that's winning every game or winning flags year after year, so be it. But of course, pressure. I would ask questions if we got flogged, even if we lost by 10 points or whatnot. I'd still ask questions. I'm just glad we bet Hawthorn, our main rival, which is like Collingwood beating Carlton or Carlton beating Collingwood, however you want to go. So I'm glad we got that out of the way. If we would have lost that, I would have been really, really angry. And he could have gone to Carlton for all I care, Rocco. But no, look, we bet our rivals. Now it's time to back it up again and beat Brisbane in that grand final, regardless if we lose by 10 or 100.
And when it comes to a grand final, Lucas, like Furbo, when it comes,
how are you, football? Football's all the way from Italy. How are you, football? And he just got a message for Mick. Football, Collingwood, merda. That's how that's the way we taught him about Collingwood, and we taught him that Collingwood equals merda. All the way from Italy. So yeah.
Well, when it comes to a grand final, Lucas, that last dance, really the coach their job is really ends past the prep. It's up to the boys on the field, doesn't it? So if you guys get smashed,
No, of course. So it'll be on the players as well. No, if we get smashed, if we come out and have a shit first quarter, I think that's a little bit different because it's up to Scotty to hype the guys, regardless if it's a grand final or round one. But, you know, if you get into the game and they just fall apart in second, third quarter, then there is not much the coach can do. He can move the magnets, whatnot. So, I agree with you on that completely. You know, some responsibility have to be on the players. But like I said, you know, I just don't want to lose, whether it's by 100 or 1 point. I want us to win every game that we can. Like you guys, you want to win every game you can. But sometimes it just doesn't happen. Our record in grand finals is actually pretty good. If you look back at this decade, you know, we've only lost, I think, the two against Hawthorn in 08, and then that one against Richmond. That's Dusty got a hold of us.
Carlton's record in grand finals pretty good. I know Richmond's is as well.
Yeah.
Well, what about Mick?
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's pretty terrible, but it's our history. We make grand finals with battler teams. Like every time you look over the history, every time we play in a grand final, it's a team of battlers against a team of superstars. Every now and then we snag one. We won 1976. We won the wooden spoon. We make the grand final the next year. No one's ever done that. We drew it. We should have won it, but shit happens. But at the end of the day, one wooden spoon. That's a very important fact.
You're right. In 76, you finish the wooden spoon, and then you make the next 5 grand finals. Actually, 6.
Pretty good effort from a wooden spoon. You got to give us credit there.
And you lost every single one of them.
Yeah, but how many wooden spoons? When you look at, I look at the historical success of each team. You got to put in the wooden spoons there as well, and we've only got the one, and that makes us look pretty good over the 150 years that footy's been going.
I love good on Saturday afternoon.
I love how we talk about premierships and Mark kind of disappears. I find that interesting.
Hey, we've got more premierships than what you guys have got, mate.
This week, did you know it was finals week this week? Because what happens, Mark, is you play the season and then there's finals. So that's what's happening this week. You didn't know that, did you?
It's irrelevant, mate. I'm just happy to have a
it's irrelevant for you.
Couple of chops on the barbecue, mate. Kick back and have a few beers. That's all I worry about.
25 years, Mark. The one won the most premierships, 25 years. You haven't been in a grand final. What is going on with that? Come on, Mark.
Yeah, I know. It's disappointing, but
unacceptable. That's what it is. Unacceptable. All right, hey Lucas. Thank you very much. You're a star, man. Make sure you catch the Geelong zone, but make sure you catch the grand final. I will be picking Geelong. I think they are the better side this week, and I think you're going to do it. And you know what? I hope Dangerfield does win the Norm Smith. I actually love Dangerfield. I think he's a fucking star, man.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Great.
No, I would love that. I hope so too. He rides into the sunset, probably retires. But no, thank you so much, guys, for having me on. I really do appreciate it.
There you go, the Hoot Crew. Go Cats.
Oh.
What happened there? Did he just disappear?
I thought you kicked him out.
No, I didn't kick him out. He just disappeared. I swear to God, I did not kick him out.
Well, I was going to tell Lucas, I've had fun making all my new Geelong friends this year. But my prediction, when these Brisbane Lions, when they're all out of lives and they got nothing, when they've got nothing left and their backs are up against the wall, that seems to be when they play their absolute freakish best. It's going to be a fantastic show, but I think they might just come out on top.
Is that his thing? Is he? He just disappears, does he?
And does he take his clothes off before or after
I reckon he was taking them off as he was going off. And while we're there, we're going to get another star on here. Here he is. We got Jezza on all the way from WA.
How are we, guys?
Fantastic, Jezza. I'll let Jezza take the wheel. I've got early shift, so it's been an absolute pleasure, guys. Mick, I love your contribution to the Rivals. It's been great having you on the last few weeks. Liam, you've been a revelation this year and a great addition to the Rivals. Mark, we know that you're the star, mate. You're the one that brings the banter. You're the one that keeps the Rivals alive. And Rocco, of course, we couldn't do it without you. # free Magpie Manny. It's been an amazing year. Hope to see you all next year. I love you all in the chat.
He even went off our chat. He even left our chat after.
Oh, yeah. He left the group chat.
About shit Dacos. He just left the chat. So he's a.
I'm not going to tell tales out of school either. He gave up on his own Magpies at 3/4 time. So,
you've been fantastic, Scotty, mate. Really appreciate it, mate. You've done us wonders this year, mate. I really appreciate it. And Rocco,
I've done fuck all, Mark. You guys have done all the hard work, but I love you all. Have a great day Saturday, and I'll see you next year. Up the fucking
mate. Thanks, Scotty.
Yeah.
See you, bro.
See you, Scotty.
Wow.
So how you going, Jezza? How are things
going well. It's been nice and warm over here the last few days. It's really good. So spring has come in. And spring is finals footy. We've got the big game this week, so I'm really looking forward to that. I agree. I think the two best teams are in the grand final. Their prelims, they were probably two of the best prelims we've had for quite a few years. Really good quality football from both teams. So that was really good to see. The two teams that got the wins deserve to be there, and that's how it works at the end. It doesn't matter what happens throughout the year. How you perform on the day in the big games, they're the ones that get you to the grand final. So let's see what happens, eh?
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be good. I am looking forward to it. It's going to be good. But since we got you there, you had your own little grand final on the weekend, didn't you?
We did, yeah. We had the Waffle grand final over here on the weekend. So East Perth was up against Souths, who Souths had an unbelievable year, actually. They only lost one game for the year. So went into the game strong favourites, of course. But I was there barracking for East Perth. They just didn't get going quick enough, to be honest. It wasn't very high scoring considering the conditions that we're playing in. The conditions were beautiful. It was fine weather, it was dry, the ground was magnificent. So, but they just couldn't get going at all. Their run and carry game just wasn't working for them. So,
do you know what? I thought I was trying to think of how to best describe it. It's like, do you guys watch soccer? It's like when a soccer team plays for a draw. Like they're just playing not to lose. That's how East Perth played. We had a heap of football. We overpossessed it, and we did nothing with it. It
all came down. It all did come down at the end in this last few seconds of the game. Yeah, Jezza? And in actual fact, I've got the video. If we want to watch this video, and I want everyone's opinion, what you think. This is the old, what's your decision? So I want everyone to watch this and have a look at that.
Jones flicks it over the back, gets it past Ward. Here is their chance. Masando, a hurried kick. Parker in the way. Stripped to the footy, holding the ball.
Get it in. McCready's got
There's the siren. They've done it, the Bulldogs. The red collar Bulldogs.
There you go. So for everyone in the chat, what happened there was, so they had the ball, they got the free kick. Now, the controversial there, which I want everyone's opinion, is he handballed it away. Should that have been a 50? The second part was he kicked it, but he did kick it after the siren. I don't think it really matters after siren. I don't think that's wasting time. Should that have been a 50-metre penalty? What's your opinion, Jezza?
Well, being at the game, we were totally confused because it's almost as soon as the free kick was paid for holding the ball, the siren pretty much sounded at the same time. Now, I'm always of the opinion that it's the umpire that ends the games, not the siren. The siren comes because the timekeepers set the siren off, but the umpires. So if the umpire didn't raise his hands to say the game is over, then the game is not over. So if the ball was touched by the opposition player after the umpire said the game is over, then it doesn't matter. It's not a 50-meter penalty. So the waffle have come out and said the free kick was paid correctly. The free kick for holding the ball was paid. The 50-meter penalty could not be paid because the game had ended and the player was not wasting any time by throwing away the ball. That was the official thing that came out. So there was heaps of stuff on social media looking at it on the way home from the game. And so a lot of people saying, "Oh, we were robbed." But at the end of the day, if we weren't good enough to win the game throughout the day, that 50-meter penalty would have been great to get it to win the game. But if the game's over, is it really worth winning it then? The game was ended. The umpire made the decision. No, the game is over. It doesn't matter who's throwing the ball. There was confusion everywhere. The players on the bench were running off the ground. The support staff they were bringing out the stuff for the celebrations, the stage, the fireworks, the whole thing, and we can see the players on the ground discussing it with the umpire. And I'm sitting there thinking, what the hell's going on? They go, what's happened? We're like, what's going on here? The siren's gone. I thought the game was over. I thought, okay, we got really, really close. And then I actually messaged Liam because Liam was watching it live, and he said, no, there was a holding the ball decision paid, but the siren had gone at the same time. And the discussion was, is it a free or not? And the answer was, no, it's not a free because the game has ended. He hasn't wasted time. The game's over. No, you can't waste time since the game's over.
If it was a 50 or not, that's what we were arguing.
Yeah, we were arguing whether it should have been a 50-meter penalty for sure. Now, whether there should have been something about the players from the bench and their support staff and all running on the ground, maybe there might have been something there. I'm not sure what the ruling on it is in that. Because I know in other sports, until something is finished, you're not allowed to enter the sporting arena until the game has officially been ended. The game wasn't ended because there was still a kick to be taken. So the player was allowed to take his kick. And unfortunately, he was one of our backmen, so he was never going to kick it from where he took the mark. It would have been a lot better if we had Stan Wright or something, might have been able to launch it the 60 or 70 meters required to get the goal. Had that have happened, it'd be fantastic. Euphoria would have been unbelievable. We would have got the win. We didn't, so did end controversially. The best team all year, the best team on the day actually won the grand final. So I'm at peace with it now. So
it would have been heartbreaking. And as I said, when you watch that, I mean, a million things happen. I mean, the free kick, and then he handballs, the opposition player gets it, he handballs it away. Is that a free kick? But it was, the siren then sounds and then he kicks it away. I mean, as you said, it looked like mayhem on the screen, let alone if you were there.
Oh, it absolutely was. It was mayhem. No one had any, because it was right in the middle of the ground. Very difficult to see what was going on. Looking up at the screen, but you're trying to figure out what's going on. The cameras, of course, aren't focused on it. They're looking at other stuff. But yeah, it was unfortunate. I think it was just perfect timing. The free being paid, the siren going, the player kicking it away because they thought the game was ended. What are you going to do?
No, it's hope. You saw that. What do you reckon? Mick, what do you reckon? You saw all that. That's all good, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Close game. Could I just ask, Geza, like with the teams in the waffle, which team is considered the most hated, like a Collingwood in the waffle? I'm just trying to choose it. I want to choose the team in the waffle, so I'll go the waffle.
It's a bit like you guys over there. I mean, you got East Perth, West Perth hate each other. Claremont, Subiaco don't like each other. The two South teams hate each other. I don't know if there's a universally hated one, to be honest. I think there's the small. We hate Claremont because Claremont are one of our bogey teams. They just seem to get up for games against us. But we did beat them twice in finals this year, so that was pretty good. But yeah, the local derby between Souths and East Fremantle, they're always big games. East Perth, West Perth, Perth, Subiaco. So it's it's more local. It's not as there's only 10 teams. Like you have an Eagles reserve teams hasn't done much. You got Peel Thunder, which is related to the Dockers. They didn't have a very good year because the Dockers done so well. So they didn't have as many Dockers players in their team. So they won the premiership last year, but they had about 4 Dockers listed players in their grand final team. So obviously
15 listed Dockers players against us.
Yeah, but I don't know if they were all playing throughout the year, though, were they?
Yeah, but they're still AFL listed players.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so in that sense, I guess their training is probably a little bit more intense than what the waffle players are and stuff like that. So, for me, it's Claremont. I don't like Claremont. Their supporters are fair weather supporters. They don't support their team on the road at all. Unless they're playing at Claremont Oval, you barely see them. You'll probably see 40, 50 of them will come to any game. The best supporting team to support the team on the road is actually Swan Districts. They are very passionate supporters, and their ground is a really good ground to go and watch footy actually, because they get right into it. They're very good supporters, and they come to any ground where their team is playing. So,
okay.
Well, there you go, man. Pick yourself a team. Pick yourself a team.
Swan Districts.
If you want to go with a team, Mike, Swans is actually the same color as Collingwood, black and white stripes. Nice and simple, just simple colors. I don't want to make it too confusing for you guys.
You don't want to make Collingwood. Don't want to be too confused, man. Like they already gave up all their dole checks this week for the fucking to go to watch the preliminary. I feel sorry for the kids, man. They can't eat this week because they spent all their money on preliminary final tickets. But yeah, you just make it simple. So do that, man. Go for the black and white, man. Just make it simple.
Might as well. Yep.
So back to that grand final. What do you think? It's going to be a good game.
I think it is going to be a very good game. I think it'll be interesting to see what Geelong do. Obviously, they've gone without a proper ruckman in their 2 finals so far, and it's worked for them. But I do think they're going to have to make a change this week. Obviously, with Stuart out, they'll have to do something with their back line. So I would think that Blitzars would go back to the back line. They'll have to bring in Reece Stanley. That could be a problem because you got the big all playing for Brisbane who missed out last year with injury. So obviously he's going to have a point to prove.
What about Berry? Is he going to be okay? What's happening there?
That's one of the weird ones. I've actually read or heard nothing about him all week. Like it's all been about Neil. Oh, he's gone through all his training. He's a good chance. He could make it. He's doing this training. He's doing that training. There's been nothing about Berry. So it'll be very interesting to see because, again, you only have to look at what happened with Pendlebury in that prelim. Went in with a bit of an injury cloud. There was nothing about it before the game, and in 5 minutes of the game, he's out of it. If Brisbane make the same call with Neil and the same thing happens, because it did happen to him in that final where it was a different injury, though. Yeah. I think it was a calf injury or something, or a hammy he was going back for either or the same this time. And he got into that game, and he did get injured towards the end of that game. So are they going to risk it? I know it's a grand final and everything is on the line, but geez, you couldn't have a quality midfielder out of the game so early, because that's where this game is going to be won. I think, you're going to have McCluggage. Obviously, O'Sheen will go and keep him again, but I think McCluggage will be better after the last one, because I think Geelong jumped Brisbane in that qualifying final, and I don't think that's going to happen again.
Apparently, Berry has been ruled out, so he's definitely not playing. Here he's spewing. But I'll ask the other ones. I'll ask Mark, would you play Lachie O'Neill being, like he's come back and trained, but as you said, like Jezza said, man, you can't even put him as a sub because he might have to come on straight away. He's got to play a whole game, and I know he's a good player, and he's probably important to take a risk.
Yeah, you can't take risks in grand finals, Rocco, mate.
Even if it's your best player.
Yeah, but if he's not fit, mate, it just puts one behind the 8th ball. So, look, I mean, it comes down to who? The medical staff, the fitness staff. Is he right to go, or is it up to the player again individually saying, I'm all right to go? So, I don't know. If he's not fit, don't play him. Don't play him. It's going to cost them.
The player will always say they're right to go. They want to play in grand finals. So the player will say he's right to go. But I think if you look at the injury that he did get into our final, Was he recovered from the other injury fully? Did that add to him getting this new injury? Was he sort of just favouring his leg a little bit to say, "Oh, I'm not 100%." Like some players can play and not be 100%, but those soft tissue injuries, when they happen, they need proper time to recover. And the intensity that's in a grand final, geez, I wouldn't be risking it.
It's too important. Otherwise, they're just pumping up with some drugs and,
Yeah. I think for structural injuries, like, Barry maybe could have had a couple of injections and stuff like that and might have got through the game. But I think if it comes to muscle tears, I don't know if injecting them up is going to be any better because,
spot on.
So it'll be an interesting one. I guess I think their main training session is tomorrow, and that's generally when the teams are made. So we will find out within the next 24 hours. Look at it.
He's their best player. They need him to play. They need him to be fit, and I reckon that's gonna make a massive difference to this week. If he plays, he needs to be 100% fit. They need him on the park fit, not 50% or 70%. And that can.
I don't know, man. Like Lachie Neale to me is that good. Like if he's 80% fit, he's worth a risk, I reckon. That's what I reckon. I mean, we did it I know it's a long time ago. I remember 95 with Doggy Brown, man. They had him in they had him all week getting ready, and he wasn't 100% fit, but he was like imported to the structure of that. It's I don't know, man. It's a big decision to play him. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know, man. But if he goes down early and they lose, there's going to be a lot said about him. Yeah.
There certainly will be, especially if Barry is out now, because he could have gone through the middle there a little bit as well. So they could potentially be down two midfielders very early in the game. Are they going to take that risk? They're already down one if Barry's out. If Neil doesn't play, then at least they can plan around him not being there. If they plan around him being there and he gets injured early, then they've got to change their whole game plan. And 100%, you can see what happened with Collingwood the other night. It was the same thing. As soon as Pendlebury went off, a lot of pressure went on to Sidebottom, where they both had really, really good qualifying finals against Adelaide. They weren't able to do the same thing because that one player was out. So it does upset your structure a little bit. Will they take the risk? Only Brisbane know. Only Brisbane know whether they're going to risk it or not.
Every year, there's always a champion player that doesn't play in the grand final, and for some particular reason, that team still succeeds. So if he doesn't play, again, Brisbane will come out possibly and win, and they'll say, "Thank God we didn't play him." You know what I mean? So a lot of players out there, top quality players, not fit enough to play in grand finals, but the teams have gone out there and had some success. So it's massive risk. I wouldn't be playing it. That's not my.
And Rocco Model, he's all the way from your part of town. Is Berry a blackberry or a blueberry? Very funny, very funny. And only if you watched the show last night, you'll understand what that's all about, because Rocco Model's a very funny man. Mick, you were that's kind of exactly what Jezza said about Pendlebury. So you lose him. I don't think you knew you were going to lose him. Apparently, he did it. He felt something in the warm up, but who knows if that's true or not. But would you play Lachie Neale if it was you?
I'd play him if he was 80%. I'd play him. He's a quality player. He can probably make a difference, but any lower than 80%, I wouldn't play him. But he's a proven gun. If he's just got like a tiny bit of doubt, you just play him, man. It's all in. Just give him a jab, as Mark said before, mate. Mark knows all about that. Just give him some drugs and.
Nice little drive by there, mate.
And he's too good a player, man. But if he's 50-50, don't risk it, because
He was going to miss the rest of the year, right? And then all of a sudden, almost a week later or 2 weeks later, he's ready to play again. He's not. Look, let's be serious. He's not going to be 100% fit. Let's be serious, right? He's not going to be the Lockie Neal that we know. He's not going to be that, right? And what Luke Hodge said today is exactly right. I'd be attacking that. They know exactly which calf it is. He just said all he would do is stand on the opposite side of him and just keep nudging him towards his sore calf. That's all he would do all game. Just keep nudging him towards, so he's got to keep putting pressure on that calf, right?
Yeah.
Geelong are going to do that. They're going to go after him. You know what I mean? To me, I don't know. I don't know what I would do, man. I'm telling you, that risk, because if you lose him straight away, as you said, that's going to change your whole game plan. You got to set up. You got to bring in the sub, and then what if you get another injury? I don't know. It's a big risk. You know what? The proof's going to be in the pudding after the game if he plays. They win, they're going to say it was a great move. They lose, you're going to blame it on, because that means that, you know, he's probably not going to have a great game. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
The thing is, it's a long season, and I'll tell you what, a lot of those players playing on Saturday, not all of them they're all going to be carrying some kind of niggle. So it's not like you play Neil at 80%, you're going to be losing much. There'll be players in Geelong that are probably 80% as well, but they because they've had the continuity, they'll play him. But Neil's good enough to play him at 80%, I reckon.
Yep, that's fair enough, man. I'm telling you, there's no right or wrong here. You know what's going to be right or wrong when they lift up that cup at 5 o'clock, you know, that's going to be right or wrong, you know. The winners take all the glory, and the losers, man, they're just going to be like scrutinized. As even Lucas said, man, they lose that grand final. Imagine they get pumped by that grand final, like far out, you know, like, you know, teams go in. Who got pumped last year? I can't remember now. Someone
Sydney.
got
Sydney.
Yeah. That's what I mean. They have a great year. They make a grand final. They get pumped in the grand final, and it's all doom and gloom. You know, they're no good, and you know, so
that's why the prelims are the most important, guys. The prelims, to me, are the best games of football.
Oh, to watch, yeah, definitely, because and it's also the supporters. They reckon it's all the bloody corporates that go to the grand finals, and that it's hard to get, but. Anyway, and what about, I'll give you another one, Dezo, you probably heard us before, but about the concussion and the week off before the grand final. Should they have a week off? Should they have one before the finals? I mean, every year there's you know, someone's complaining about it. You know, does it help the final teams? Should we have it? I think if you have it before the grand final, and then if you make top 4, then what happens? You play a game, then you have a rest, then you play another game, then you have another rest. You know what I mean? Like, you're only playing 2 games in a month. I don't know. Like, I don't know. What do you reckon, Jess?
No, I don't think it's only come up because of the concussion protocols they've brought in. Yep. We've had it happen once since it's been brought in. Okay,
that's right.
Jared Berry is also not playing. He's not concussed.
Yeah.
And if the game was in 2 weeks' time, would he get up? Maybe he would. Maybe he wouldn't. Maybe not. Maybe Lockie Neal will be able to play without any doubt if he had the extra weight. So I think it's a non-discussion. The pre-finals bye was brought in because teams started to drop so many players, and the last round was compromised completely. I don't even like the pre-finals bye, because you want to watch finals football as soon as you can. You don't want to be waiting a week for it. Why do we need to wait a week? It's disadvantage to top finishing teams. Teams that finish in the top 4, since this bye has come in, haven't been as successful as like I can remember back in 2016. I think it was the first year it was brought in. Western Bulldogs played the West Coast Eagles over here in Perth. Western Bulldogs brought in 3 players into their team that were injured for the last game of the season, I think. And those 3 players pretty much beat the Eagles on their own that night. They were unbelievable. They were through the midfield. The Eagles just could not go with them. So the rest for those players really helped them. And you saw what the Bulldogs did that year. From, I think it was 7th, they went and won the whole lot. So for them, it worked perfect. But if you look at a team like, say, Adelaide, take Adelaide, for example, this year, they were having a really, really good year. You saw what happened to them after they had that week off and then in their 2 finals. They were like a different team. You wouldn't have believed that team finished on top of the ladder all year. So the momentum that they lost was a disadvantage to them. And I certainly don't think you can be having three weeks off. Like, you're going to have a week off, and then you're going to play a game, then you have another week off, then you're going to play the prelim, then you have a week off before you get to the grand final again. Geez, no, I don't think so. The concussion thing, I agree 100% with the concussion thing. I understand why it's in place. It's really, really important and stuff. That there was even talks this week that I was reading somewhere where some player said that perhaps Geelong should look at their legal avenues to see if Tom Stewart could go and get that decision turned over to play. I thought we cannot be doing stuff like that. We can't bring legal precedents into the game now to say, no, well, we're not going to go what the league says. We're going to overturn it because we want our player to play. Of course, Tom Stewart's going to say he's available to play.
Exactly.
So, no, I think where the buy is at the moment stays. I think if they have it before the grand final, just because the player is going to get concussed, I think it's just adding to the. I mean, where does the consistency for the teams that win in the first week come from then?
Yeah. You know, I agree. I to tell you the truth, I don't even think there should be a bye between week 1 and the final. I don't get this bye. I don't know what's going on. Oh, they want the best players out there. I don't know. Like, to me, it's just a bit weird, and you can't let Stewart play. What happens when this concussion gets worse and they make it 21 days? You know, which will probably happen one day because it will just get worse, and then they'll go, oh, we'll make it longer. Instead of the 2 weeks, we'll make it, you know, instead of 1 week or 12 days, they make it 18 days. And then what happens? You know, do we extend it 2 weeks? You know, like it's not going to end, you know. And look, you're right. No one's talking about like Berry. He's going to miss out, you know. So, yeah, unfortunately, he's going to miss out. He got concussed. It was unlucky, but as we say, unlucky, bad luck.
Yeah. I mean, there's always hard luck stories every year. I mean, I said Oscar McInerney was a hard luck story last year for Brisbane. He pulled a hammy in the prelim, couldn't play the grand final.
Yeah.
Even if they had the week off before the grand final, he wouldn't have made it back because there's not long enough time to recover from the injury. So I know everyone's up. It's a big talking point because everyone's what if it happens? What if it happens? All right, what has happened? You know what? This is what happens. The player can't play in the grand final. It's really disappointing, but it is what it is. The league has to be seen to take care of this concussion thing because it is going to be a big problem for them. And I think you might have said earlier on here, Rocco, about players wearing helmets and stuff like that. I mean, it's going to come down to I look at the Gaelic game hurling back in Ireland and stuff like that. Now, when I was growing up, hardly any players wore helmets. Hardly any. Then about 20 years ago, it started coming into the junior leagues. Then it came into the minors. Now, all senior hurlers all wear helmets because people were getting hit on the top of the head with a hurley stick. They were getting hit with the ball and stuff like that, and they were worried about the same thing. So it's not going to be too long before the AFL will go and say, look, you know what? You are going to have to start wearing helmets. If we're going to have, because you can't take the physicality out of the game. It is a physical game. And even if you look at what happened with Stewart and stuff like that, I mean, initially when I saw the tackle, I actually thought, oh, geez, he smashed him into the ground a little bit. But I saw it again this week, and there was two players tackling him at the same time. And I actually, it looks more like now like Charlie actually fell on top of him rather than drove him into the ground.
That's why he got off.
Yeah, I reckon it was. Yeah, I hadn't seen that vision before they showed it after the tribunal. I thought, oh right, I didn't notice that. And in when I saw it live, I thought, geez, that didn't look too good. But if you look at when he got up first, I thought he'd broken his wrist or something.
Yeah,
he did.
So you know,
yeah, it's unlucky, and as you said, what can you do, man? Players, there's hard luck stories. There's also, you know what? Stewart missing out, you know what that means? That gives someone else an opportunity, you know, to play in that grand final, and so be it. So, but it's going to be a good game. I'm actually looking forward to it. This is going to be a good game. Colin will not be in it. I've got less pressure now on me. I can just watch it relaxed. So, how do you feel, Mick, about watching it this week? Like that, have you got a little bit of like? Man, it would eat me up. Like I remember when we lost the prelim 2 years ago, and because then you had to win it, which made it worse. But it gives me this bad taste in my mouth the week after because I'm just thinking, oh, we could have been there. You know, do you feel the same?
Yeah, I do. I must admit though, it took after 3 days that feeling has subsided, and I'm okay now. But yeah, the 2 days after the loss, I was like, oh, I want to watch the granny, but here I am now. I'm already organising a barbie and everything, and life goes on, man. I'm used to it now. I am. I've seen that's the problem with all these. Like, there's a lot of younger supporters that they don't know how it feels, man. To support a team that doesn't win flags often, and I'm sure you're going through the same thing with the young guys that you hang out with. You try and explain to them, they're few and far between flags, and I've seen a lot of doom and gloom, and like. I'm just going to promise myself the next time we do win a flag, I'm going to be the most arrogant, obnoxious bastard out there, because last time I helped because I thought we were going to have a nice long era, but that doesn't happen.
I'm telling you, you got to take it when you can, man. So when you can give it, you give it to them, right? And then when you win it, you just got to take it. You got to be arrogant. You got to give it to everyone. Like, just take it, but you just don't know. I mean, I remember, and you talk about fucking premierships, man. In '95, like, we won it. I thought we were going to win the next fucking 10, because when you win a premiership, you look at your side, you go, how can we ever lose a game now, right? Because we're that good, right? And then you don't win one for 30 years, and then so you kind of what happens.
And every time you win a flag, what does the media say? Oh, they're going to have a dynasty every time.
Yeah. And not many teams do have dynasties. That's the whole thing, So, so that's it. All right, this has been. I think we're coming up to time to go. It's been a big show. Before we go, Marcucci, 30 months. Thank you very much. OMHO. I'm just happy to watch a grand final where the results either way will keep me smiling. TBH, what's that?
To be honest.
Fucking hell, man.
Go on, Rocco. Get up with your acronyms, mate.
They've got to use that. And you're right, Rocco Moto. No regrets. He just has not shown up. He just disappeared all year, blah, blah, talking about his side, and then when it came to the crunch, what happens? He does a no show. All I know about no regrets is that this will be him.
Keep crying.
Keep going, mate. Keep going there. Just remember, no regrets. Did you see this, Jezza? No regrets.
Yeah, I did. I saw that, and I saw your little report a few weeks later, I think, which was pretty good. So,
look at that. Yeah. That's what he was thinking about straight after grand final. Poor bloke. So he's gone. But look, it's been a big year. For TJP. Thanks for everyone for joining us, first of all. Thanks for you guys for all jumping onto the channel and having a bit of a discussion. I think it's been a bit of fun. We just sit here, we talk a bit of shit. Even for you, Mickey boy, after the loss, it definitely makes you feel better, doesn't it, after you have a chat with everyone?
Oh, yeah. Like all the sledging from opposition supporters, that all came as soon as they went about 20-something points up. The texts just came in like an absolute tsunami. So I'm over all that now. Now, like you've been trying to get me riled up all night. It hasn't worked because I've copped it for 4 days now.
No, you've been good. And as I said, other people I sent messages to some other Collingwood supporters, and everyone was busy tonight for some reason. Everyone's got the kids to look after. They all had to go to work. All of a sudden, throughout the year, they were all on the chat. No one was busy. Everyone wanted to come on. And then all of a sudden, but Mick and also Manny from all the way from Greece, man, they just came on. So we appreciate that. Thanks to Jessa. Thanks for jumping on, man. You've been great this year, man.
No worries, guys. I'm happy to be part of the show. I enjoy listening to the banter amongst the guys in there. Obviously, the forever rivals and stuff like that. They've got a little bit more, interest in this whole thing than we do from coming across from the west. But you know, we're all here because we all have a common interest. We all love football. We all love our own teams.
Exactly.
We want our teams to be successful. We all have opinions on stuff, and you know, at the end of the day, we're very lucky that we support one of the greatest sports in the world, and if we can get so close to the action and everything like that, I think. I said when I came on first, I think it's the greatest game to watch. It's exciting. You never know what you're going to get from one section, one play to the next. So hey,
it's
whatever happens on Saturday. I'm just going to say I am going for Brisbane. I think Brisbane might get it done by about 13 points. I think Geelong having to move around the ruck and their defence might upset them a little bit, and I think those two young forwards for Brizzy might have a day out.
Yeah, it's interesting, and you're probably right. Like I'm going to pick Geelong. I don't know, but you're right, man. Brisbane, and they got so many stars. Brisbane, like it's just they've got an endless amount of stars just running through, especially through that middle. So, but I'm going to be going Geelong.
Impact players, you know, like they got Rainer, who's one of my favourite players. He done nothing for a half, and then he bobbed up and he had a fantastic game. So. That sort of thing can happen. Obviously, the two Ashcroft boys are really, really good. Like I said, I think McCluggage will have learned from that game the other week. I don't think he'll be as held as tight as he was in the other final. I think he would have had a look at that again and think, okay, where did all that go wrong? And so I think he'll be better for that.
I just think too, you know, when you played a team like they did, they played Brisbane in a final, and then they have to meet them again in a grand final. I think that's one of the worst things for a team. Like that team coming back to and having a go at them, and they would have Geelong would have it in the back of their mind where they would be thinking, oh shit, you know, Brisbane, you know, I bet you they would want to play any other team. So it's going to be hard for them, yeah. So anyway, it's going to be a good game. Liam, thanks, mate. You've been a star, man. Come on board this year, man. You've been a star, man. Jumped in like that.
Thank you, mate. Yeah. No, I loved it. Been great fun. Really enjoyed it. Been good chatting with everyone, having some interesting discussions, bit of banter, a few laughs. Awesome. Can't wait for next year.
Liam, are you going to go to the Oasis concert? I heard you say
yeah.
The one in Melbourne? In Melbourne or Perth?
They're not going.
Which one?
There. So,
Melbourne.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were in Perth as well.
Halloween. I'll be there.
November the 1st?
Nah, October 31st.
Oh, okay. All right, we've got to catch up, man.
Done.
Yeah,
I'll message you. Yeah.
We'll all catch up, man. We're all around here. I reckon we should all catch up for a meal or something, except for Jess. You're invited if you want to come down, but it's a long drive for you.
It'll be here on Friday.
Yeah, I'll be. I'm flying over tomorrow night, actually, so I'll be there Friday for the parade, and we're going to hang around the MCG on Saturday and watch all the festivities. I'd love to be at the game, but just couldn't get a ticket. So, but we'll be over there and we'll have a look around. Melbourne's a good place to be.
How long are you here for?
I'll be there for about 4 or 5 nights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Give us a Seinfeld quote, Geza.
Seinfeld quote. It's not a lie if you believe it.
Brilliant.
That is one of the best lines too. You're right too.
One of my favourites. Yeah.
It's not a lie if you believe it. Talking about if it's not a lie, you believe it, Mark, because you do a lot of that during the year, man. So you believe all your lies. But mate, it's been a big year, man. You've had a big year too, man. A lot of shit happened to you, but you trooped. You were a trooper right through the whole thing, man. You come through, man. Thanks for being on. It's been a big year, yeah?
Yeah, fantastic, boys. Pleasure. I enjoy it. It's a bit of an outlet, and hopefully the viewers and the boys out here, enjoy the company. And I think it's been fantastic this year. It's a little bit, disappointing that the rest of the rivals haven't been out there in the finals, but we can only hope next year that we can change things, and I reckon it'll be bigger and better next year. Shall our teams at least be competitive next year. But it's been a pleasure, boys. I've enjoyed the year, and yeah, ups and downs throughout the whole year. But you boys have been fantastic and really enjoyed it. Rocco, Liam, Mick.
No, it's been great. It's been great, and we also like to thank Manny too. Like he's had a bit of a break at the end of the year. Hopefully, he'll be back next year. But so thanks to Manny too. But we'll probably see him next year. Maybe we've got to do some contract talks. We'll see how we go with him. Thanks to Manny too. Thanks for everyone that jumping on during the year. That's it, man. Like we're still Jumper Punch still going to go. There's emergency meetings. We've got unfiltered every Tuesday at 9 p.m. So don't miss that. That's going to be good with me and Andy. So we'll be on every Tuesday. And that's a show. That's pretty much a Seinfeld show. It's a show about nothing, but ends up being about something. So so make sure you catch every Tuesday, and also make sure you subscribe and like my new channel, But Being History Class with Rocco. Make sure first video comes out Monday. We have a bit of fun there. We talk a little bit about the past and history. So there'll be you're not gonna miss me. I'll be around somewhere. So do all that. Thanks, guys, man. This has been great. It's been a good year. That's it. I've got nothing else to say. I am all worn out, man. It's been a massive year, man, and I'm actually looking forward. As much as I love footy, I look forward to the break too, man. It's just good to get away from it and miss it, and then get back into it next year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Enjoy your grand final weekend. Good luck to you all, and catch you next year. See you, boys.
100%, man. See you guys, and go the Mighty Blues.
Get Bombers.
On the West Coast.
I prosper.
Cheers, lads.
Here we go. Let's start this again. I lost my whole thing. Here we go. Go the Mighty Blues.
Get Bombers. Come on.